閉じたら落ちてくガラスの迷路、ひび割れた声まだ消えないまま、封じた記憶誰かの夢にすり替わる、名前さえ今奪われてく、聞こえるか胸の奥できしむ鎖の叫び、逃げないで選ぶんだ自分だけの芯を、一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてく、ささやく嘘切り裂きながら、覚めないなら夢を燃やせ、一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせて、かけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ、黒いタイピン運命に鼓動が刺さる、笑うシステム感情を食らう、震えた指でログアウト先を探してる、でも君の手が確かにここにある、忘れるな偽物でも選ぶ痛みはリアル、奪えない願いだけが最後のパスワード、一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてく、ささやく嘘切り裂きながら、覚めないなら夢を燃やせ、一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせて、かけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えていけ、必殺
That's right. That's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We are live, boys. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do any of that, boys, you got to bring it in, man. Let's go. Listen, it's Monday. Okay. It is Monday. With all due respect, it's Monday. So you guys already know my mood is not that great. Okay. It is not that great because nobody likes Monday. Everybody hates Monday. You hate Mondays. I hate Mondays. We all hate Mondays. But listen, at the end of the day, we got to hug it out. We got to bring it in here. Boys, don't let them run away. Don't let them run away. They're already trying to run away. Don't let them do it. Bring it in here. Let's go. It's Monday and I love it. You fucking liar. You goddamn liar, Chicken Joe. I see you lying. Where's Chicken Joe? Look at his mother. It's Monday and nobody believes you. Nobody believes that you like Monday. Get in here. Let's go. We gotta get this over with, man. Come on. Nobody likes Monday. Get in here right now. Get in here and listen very closely. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like the stream. That's right, boys. That's right, boys. If you guys are watching over on Rumble, like the stream. That's right. That's right. And if you are watching anywhere else right now that is impossible and you lick public toes just like Kata does every day when he orders them on Uber Eats. So like the stream. Don't let it happen to you, man. Don't let it happen to you. Guys, can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking? What are we checking today? Well, actually, we're checking a lot today, man. We got a lot to go over, boys. We got the Steam controller has been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The pricing, the release date. We got videos. We got reviews. We got all kinds of shit. There is so much to check today, boys. There's so much going on. But what are you guys checking? Blunt check? Oh, of course. Of course. Look at that. Case closed check. We got the chaos check. Donut check. People big mad about mechs and war bonds check. We got the check tits still there check. What the fuck? We got not here, I'm out check. We got what that? Oh, yes. Assassin's Creed Hex tone down check. Yeah, we got to talk about that. That's one of the things we're going to talk about. Purple Hypno when? Man, listen, brother. That's a lot of money. I don't know. We'll see. Whiskey check. Survive the road trip check. Absolutely awesome check. Thank you. We got Steam is being fair to gamers check. We got absolutely nothing to check. We got Happy Monday. There is no Happy Monday. Stop lying. Stop lying. Told you there was no janitor. The janitor is going to be the DLC. I'm telling you. The janitor is going to be in the DLC. He was the secret. He was the one behind it all. Guaranteed. All right. Just because I beat Mouse PI for Hire, which, by the way, I beat Mouse PI for Hire. That's right. That's right. I'm excited about that. What an absolutely amazing game. If you guys haven't played it, go play it. Sincerely. Fucking amazing game. Amazing game. All right, boys. Listen, ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded, man. Let's like the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Like the stream. Wake up. I know it's Mondays. I know it's a Monday, but wake the fuck up. It is a glorious Monday, even though Mondays suck. And we got to go through it, boys. Listen, before we do the Bigot Army roll call, I'm just going to get right into it, man. I'm going to get right into it. Because today we have an amazing battle lined up. That's right. We are still doing the One Piece Waifu Battle Tournament, even though people only vote for the waifus that they find to be popular, which means that I really shouldn't do a series tournament anymore because they're kind of pointless, it seems. But regardless, I'm still going to see it through. I'm going to see it through. And today we got 2 more waifus lined up. That's right, boys. That's right, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, today's battle is none other than Hina versus Koala, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. We got ourselves an interesting battle. Tire King says Koala and Healer are Bailey characters. Well, listen, you got to fill up 16 waifu slots. And, well, that means you're going to have some characters that you may or may not know that well. So, got to rock out with our cocks out. It is what it is, boys. So, today's battle has hashtag Hina and hashtag Koala. Guys, if you super chat and you want your vote to count, please make sure that you put hashtag Hina or hashtag Koala in your super chat. So that way it can go towards a particular waifu. And by the end of the stream, we will decide who is going to move on to the next round, boys. To the next round. So let's make it happen. Listen, guys, Bigot Army roll call. Who's hanging out with us today on this glorious Monday that nobody likes? Nobody likes Mondays. Let's be real. We got Soul Reaper 2078. What's going on, man? How you doing? How are you doing? We got Raza. What's going on, Raza? How you doing? Over on Rumble. We got Joel Jimenez. We got Monkey Man 04. We got Lucky E Boy. What's going on, dude? We got Mr. Melancholy. We got Yamato 85. We got Captain Killer Guns. What's going on, man? We got Sanguine Tails. What's going on, dude? We got Tiger King. What's up, Tiger King? Sir, spam a lot. We got Old Man Cad. We got Taffy. We got Fellow. I can never say that word. Taoist. I don't know. I have no idea. Mr. Blue Cthulhu. What's going on, dude? Yamato. I'm lost. What happened to Vivi? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What happened to Vivi? What are you talking about? We got Crash Collins over on Rumble. We got Joel Jimenez. We got, who else is here? Vlad Tepesh. What's going on? The hand is disturbing. Well, this is official artwork, so I really don't know what to tell you. We got Tuku Curry. We got Kurakami over on Rumble. Maybe he should have gone for 8 waifus. My vote goes to Koala, by the way. Well, I mean, standard tournament bracket 16, so I figure why not, you know? Although I have an idea for the next one. It's going to make it a lot more challenging that I think a lot more people are going to be involved in. Pretty sure. We're going to see. We're going to test the waters. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We got Melody Johnson. What's going on? We got Suck My Dick. What's going on, dude? Zelosi. Limitless Andre. Nick Havoc. A Kickin' Danitz. We got Joel Jimenez. Jedonite. Dylan B. We got Oliver Adam. We got Fluffy Murder Machine with all the evil emojis. We got Janarthus. What's going on, man? We got Sir Spam-A-Lot. We got Magdy32. We got Dark Sister Loco. King Demon Wing. What's going on, King Demon Wing? We got Alucard. We got Thwarted Geek. We got John D. We got Chicken Joe. Beautiful Zexel. We got Rob Sandman. We got Hina Smokers Suck a Good God. What the fuck? We got Sanikin. Fast Wheels Gaming. What's going on, man? We got Ladybug over on Rumble. This Monday was actually quite productive. Well, that's good. As long as it was productive, that's a plus. That's a plus. We got Robin 10. What's going on, Robin 10? Timothy. Shout out to Timothy. Denarier, still not here, but still very gay. We got Zombie Hunter. We got Jason Alator. We got MLW. We got Felstep. We got Gamer Nurse Gale, who's actually here. Shout out to Gamer Nurse Gale. What's going on? All right, boys. 4 more people that we got to get on with the show. Let's go. 4 more. We got Ron DFK that for some reason is thinking about stuff. Club on, like, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with him. We got Ludar Korgimon over on Rumble. What's going on, man? We got Zelosi. We got, let me see who else is here. Forgotten Vet. Let's go, Forgotten Vet. How you doing? We got Bebop. What's up, Bebop? He's going back in his box, of course. We got Ray the Graybeard. We got, let me see. Let me scroll down. Dragatello. What's going on, Dragatello? And last but not least, we got Jumpy 9. We got Sean Sora over on Rumble. We got Panthera with 3-1 to the 5. We got Blue Octopus screaming at the top of her lungs. We got Torinol over on Rumble. And we got, who's the last one? Who's going to be the 4th one? Let's go with Speedy Cake. Actually, we'll sneak one in. Mookie Dookie over on Rumble. All right, boys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army members, man. Let's see who is going to get the final call-out money shot today. It's a Monday, so it's the weakest one by far. By far, but it still counts. Alucard, with all the battle emojis possible. The Goon Emperor protects my manhole to go down by 5. I don't know if that's going to be maximum protection, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Soul Reaper, no chair cult. No the quartering. No Mercanti. Booty hole protected by the defenders. Ultimate Optic Blast combo against Una Reverse to go down by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no.
Holy shit.
Oh man. It's always bad when somebody's thanking me for something during the money shot because it's never a good thing. It makes me look terrible. You understand? Like the man is just trying to. Rob Sandman says, thanks, Hypnotic. I'm writing like a mofo. Terrible and awesome stories from my days as a doorman. Like, normally I would give him a much better response, but unfortunately I have to say, I'm sorry, Sandman. Congratulations. You are the recipients of the money shot today.
Monster kill.
What the?
This is terrible. This is terrible. Like the stream, boys. All right, man. Listen. Oh, and that's awesome, Robin Salmon. That's awesome. Guys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about. I baited Rob. No, I didn't. You guys baited. I didn't bait Rob. You baited Rob. Guys, we got a lot we got to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to be talking about Mass Effect Andromeda actors or actor or developer or something like that. Boys, they're still coping about Mass Effect Andromeda. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Can you believe that they're actually still coping about that fucking game? It is unbelievable. And they're coping to the point where they're saying that it was because of the Chuds Online. The Chuds Online. Yes, I'm not even kidding. Even back then, apparently the Chuds Online were a thing. It's actually insane. It's insane. We're going to talk about that because I found it to be the most hilarious piece of coping that I've seen in a long time. Apparently, we also have some Helldivers 2 drama. I was informed about this on Griffcast. So after Griffcast, I decided to look into it. And, well, apparently there is a lot of drama going on over on Helldivers to the point where you have developers, the head of the company essentially coming out and apologizing. All kinds of shit. It's interesting stuff, boys. Interesting stuff. We also got the PlayStation DRM controversy. Boys, this shit's crazy. I don't know what to believe. You got one side saying it's accidental. You got another side saying it's not accidental. You got people reaching out to the support, getting automated responses saying that it's absolutely intentional. And then you got people reaching out to the actual human assistants over at the support that say it's not intentional. So I don't know what the fuck to believe. But we're going to go over all of it because it's nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense, boys. You know, we were supposed to go over it yesterday, but we didn't have time. So we're going to go over it today. So strap in for that. Also, boys, Steam controller. It's official. We got pricing. And we got a release date. $99.99, ladies and gentlemen, is the price point for the Steam controller. We're going to look at the official overview for the controller because Valve posted on YouTube a 4-minute video going over all of it. And if we have time, we can look at a review video, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll check it out if we have time. We got some fast topics. We got Power Washing Simulator 2 new DLC. I'm excited for it. But I'm also not excited because it means I'm going to lose my platinum yet again. Because we all know they're going to add DLC to that motherfucker, and I'm going to be highly annoyed. So we got to talk about that. We're also going to talk about The Last of Us Online. The director behind that game, before it got canceled, he says apparently it was the best multiplayer game that the team has ever played, ever. Because of course it was, right? You make a game, and naturally it's going to be the best game ever. So we're going to talk about that. Assassin's Creed Hex has lost their second director. They lost their second director, ladies and gentlemen, already. It's not looking good, man. It is not looking good, boys. Not looking good. So let's talk about that. And we got Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers getting saved, apparently. That's a good thing. Apparently, Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, you guys remember I did a story about how the team was basically dissolved and absorbed into other projects. And the controversy that Wu-Chang was surrounded by because of the Chinese censorship and all the nerfing and all that shit. Well, apparently, Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, the full IP rights to Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers was purchased for about 4 million euro. And we're going to talk about who exactly purchased them. So it's interesting. Can't wait to go over that. And, you know, every other like little bit of fast topics, whatever we can actually go over, you know, depending on the time. So, all right, boys, listen, let's get into the pre-stream legends. But before we do that, membership train. I feel like the membership train kind of leads us into the pre-stream legends now. I feel like that's our new anthem. That's our new song. But for some reason, oh yeah, Ball X Pit has a new update, by the way. I forgot about that. We got to talk about that. For some reason, my StreamYards is lagging with the clips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a very fast clip and refresh. So don't go anywhere. I'm gonna play a fast clip and refresh and see if that fixes anything. And if not, then well, I guess I'm felted. I really don't know what to tell you. What's a fast clip that I have? Ah, here we go. I'm back already. How fast, boys? Did it play the whole clip the entire time? Did it play the whole clip the entire time? Or did it shut off when I refreshed? Damn, this computer's fast, boys. Hopefully that fixes that. I don't know if it's gonna fix it, but we'll find out. We'll find out during the membership train. We'll find out. Boys, you ready to load this shit up? Listen, man, it's Monday. It's Monday. Let's not be depressed on a Monday, okay? I already see some memberships over on Rumble. Rumble's been felting YouTube lately during the membership trains, although the last like one or two have been fairly even. Guys, are we ready to do this, man? Membership train, pre-stream legends content. Are we loaded up for Monday? Where's the train emojis? Where the fucking train? There they are. There they are. Look at that. Mr. Blue, I appreciate it. Taffy, I appreciate it. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. Guys, membership train. Hop in. Let's fucking go. Make the chat green. Light it up, man, like it's Christmas. Let's
Ladies and gentlemen, all
like it's
aboard.
Christmas.
The membership
Like it's Christmas. You hate trains? Stop lying. You don't hate trains. You fucking liar. You love them.
Lights up, first spark, first flame, name after name, rushing down the frame. Midnight code, Hypnocast alive, every little
Draconic with the membership over on Rumble. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Another one from Draconic. Thank you, sir. Crash Collins with the membership on Rumble. Thank you. Bell Steph with the membership on YouTube. Thank you. Jenna Ryer with 10 memberships on Rumble. 10 memberships on Rumble. YouTube, you're getting felted. I'm kicking Donuts. Thank you for the membership. I appreciate that. Archangelus with the membership. Thank you. HXP with the membership. Thank you. Rumble's still winning right now. Dexter Bell with the membership over on YouTube. Thank you. Damn, boys. Robin 10 snuck one in at the last second, but Solosi and Crash Collins on Rumble snuck in 2 memberships at the last second as well. Rumble went crazy. Holy shit. Holy shit, Rumble. Rumble and YouTube, thank you guys so much for the insane membership train. Appreciate that. Guys, we got memberships in Rumble right now. If you guys are not in Rumble, go pick one up. All you got to do is say hello in the chat, and you will absolutely win one. All right. Are we ready to get into pre-stream legends, boys? We got Sanguine. 21 months of legendary status says, hail. What's going on, brother? How are you doing? 21 months. That's a long time. Thank you, sir. And then we got Lockwire with a 5 cents to the Good Monday. Gamers Nexus released a video on the Steam controller. They would do another one on the disassembly. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether to watch Linus Tech Tips or to watch Gamer Nexus. I wasn't sure. What do you guys think? Which video should we watch for the review? You guys let me know. I'll let you pick. We got Dragon with a 5 says hashtag Hina. I'm switching my vote. I was tricked by Google going with the big ones. She does have big ones. She absolutely does have big ones. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Thank you, Dragon. We got Beautiful Zaxel for 12 months. I asked my dog how his Monday's going, and all he said is rough. Rough. I'm disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed in you. Very disappointed. Gray Soul with a 2. Ball X Pit's new ball needs a lot of ghost balls. Yeah, I saw that. And you know what's the amazing thing about Ball Pit, right? The amazing thing about Ball Pit is that they updated the game with all this DLC, right? And it's free, by the way. That's number 1. That's the awesome thing. Number 2, no DLC achievements, which means my platinum doesn't get fucked with. Wow. Wow. What an amazing concept. What an amazing concept. Thank you, Gray Soul. Speedy Cake with a 5. Did you see Kata's reply to Wuthering Waves tweet over the weekend? No, I did not. I did not. Why? Is it bad or something? Raw DFK with a 2. Hashtag Koala. She has that happy Monday glove. Well, that's something. That's something. So far, we got a couple of votes for either or. Let's see how this goes. I'm curious tonight. Felsteph with the membership. Kicking Donuts with the membership. Archangelus with the membership. HXC with the membership. Dexter with the membership. Robin 10 with the membership. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. That was an insane membership train. And then Speedy Cake with a 10 says, also, it seems after December, it might be a PC gamer retro console player for the foreseeable future, as Australia made age verification for gaming mandatory on consoles. Yeah, I heard about that. I saw that was starting to roll out, man. It's pretty interesting what's going on over there down under, man. Interesting stuff. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. Archangelus with a 2 says, hashtag at Hypnotic. I don't care if it's not on the list. Come on, man. Come on, man. And then last but not least on YouTube, which means YouTube is not the one that is going to be summoning Kiryu today. That is, wow. Wow. What's going on, YouTube? Shit. Should we just call it quits at this point? Gamer Nurse Gale, 9 months. Next month will be my 1-year anniversary of joining the Bigot Army. That's awesome. That began with Assassin's Creed Shadows debacle. Here's the good times with the all ahead. Shout out to Gamer Nurse Gale. That's amazing, man. 1 year. 1 year is awesome. I love it. Shout out to Gamer Nurse Gale. So happy to have you here, man. Thank you so much. All right, let's go over to Rumble. Let's see what Rumble got cooking over here, man. Rumble, you gonna summon Kiryu? Or you gonna drop the ball? What's going on, man? D-Draconic with the membership over on Rumble. Thank you, D-Draconic. I appreciate it. And then he followed it up with another membership over on Rumble. 2 memberships. Oh, let me bring up the chat. Give me a second. I always forget to bring up the fucking chat. I'm sorry about that. Let's bring up the chat. Here we go. There we go. Beautiful. D-Draconic, 2nd membership. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ladybug won that one. Very nice. And then we got, let's see, what do we got? What do we got? D-Draconic, another membership. Jesus Christ. That's another one. Crash Collins with the membership. And then, thank you, Crash Collins. And then Denarier. Saving the fucking day, brother. It took the gayest of the gays to save the Bigot Army. Oh, how we have fallen. Denarier just woke up the entire chat, ladies and gentlemen, with a 10 membership mega banger. And considering that is the first one of the stream and the only one, it seems, you already know what that means. Shout out to Denarier, holding it down, man. Holding it down like a boss. 10 memberships. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. What a legend. And then Zalosi came in and dropped a membership during the train. And then Crash Collins dropped another membership during the train, man. It's a lot of memberships, man. That's a lot of memberships. Thank you guys so much, man. Rumble, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right, boys. Listen, we are fully caught up. Thank you guys for everything, Pre-Stream Legends. We nearly gave it all up yesterday. We were about to give it all up, but then like an angel, Adam Rabiel came in and saved it all yesterday. We were about to give up tier 1 and tier 2, but Adam Rabiel came in like an absolute boss with a $200 Red Boy Hyperbanger. I don't think we're going to get that lucky today, but regardless, we are trying to get, if we can, to 642 tier 1s in a row and 318 tier 2s in a row. So do your best, forget the rest, and let's get into the content, boys. You guys ready for this shit? Don't forget the battle. Use your hashtags. The names are in the poll. The names are in the poll, so do not forget your hashtags, boys. Like Mr. Melancholy, the legend with a 2, says, hashtag Hina, did my previous chat not get seen? Which one? Did you do another super chat? I didn't see that. Nope. I did not see that, Mr. Melancholy. So you gotta, if you super chatted before, make sure it actually went through because I didn't see that. All right, boys, let's get into the content. First things first, what do we want to go over, man? You want to just do the Steam controller right away? Fuck it. Let's get right into the Steam controller. I don't want to waste any time, man, because we've been having rumors left and right about the Steam controller, and now the rumors are no longer rumors, obviously. It has all been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. We have the official video directly from Steam. This is the overview for the Steam controller, where they announce the release date, they announce the price, they announce all that stuff. We're going to do it live, boys. Let's do it live. Here we go. Steam controller overview. Let's see what they got cooking up, man.
Hey there. This video is a quick overview of what you'll find inside the Steam controller box, how to get started with it, and a quick look at some of the features. First, let's open it up. Inside, you'll find the all-new Steam controller, the Steam controller puck.
Does anybody else love when you open up a brand new piece of equipment and you just got like that brand new box feel? Anybody else like that shit when something is like super brand new? What is that called? You know what I mean? Like what is that called when you're so into that just brand new box feel and smell and all that shit? Does that count as gooning? Does that it's a serious question. Does that count as gooning though? I don't know. What I will say is having a woman display this controller is kind of like a good thing and a bad thing, because I feel like her hands may be too small for this. I don't know. We'll see. You're going to call it gooning? Okay, I'll call it gooning too. Yeah, I guess I goon to that. That's fine. All right, let's check this out. It looks actually kind of cool in the box though. I like it.
You'll find the all-new Steam controller, the Steam controller puck, which is both a wireless receiver and charging station, the USB-A to USB-C cable,
What the fuck? StreamYards? Did StreamYards die? What just happened? What is going on, StreamYards? Hold on. Are we good? Am I here still? Hello? Am I here still? Am I here? Am I alive? Are we dead? I'm back. Yeah, that's weird. StreamYards literally just refreshed on its own. I don't know, bro. I have no idea. All right, let's fast forward right here. Should be fine.
The Steam controller puck, which is both a wireless receiver and charging station, the USB-A to USB-C cable, and an information book. The puck is the fastest, most reliable way to play.
What the fuck? What is going on? Like they clearly don't want me to react to this shit.
The easiest way to get playing is to connect the USB-C cable to your puck and then plug the other end of the cable into your PC.
I'm just
Steam
gonna let
does
it
all
play
the
out.
hard work
I feel like
to
if I
make sure
pause
your
it, it's gonna
controller
be
performs
bad.
seamlessly when playing your game.
I'm gonna let it play out.
Turn on the controller by pressing the Steam button.
Nice.
Your controller will automatically be connected wirelessly to your PC through the puck.
Okay.
The LED will be solid white when connected. Press the Steam button on the controller again to bring up big picture mode, a controller-focused Steam interface. If you have a Steam Deck, this will look very familiar. Also, like the Steam Deck, we will be adding improvements and features with software updates. Make sure you install the newest firmware updates, especially when you first use the controller. When installing updates, the puck will update first.
Okay.
Once that's done, unplug the USB cable from your puck, then plug the cable into your Steam controller.
That controller,
your Steam controller will start
up.
updating automatically. Once the update is finished, you can unplug the cable from your Steam controller and plug it back into your puck. Now go ahead and launch a game. The Steam controller has all the normal gamepad controls that you're familiar with, including responsive, longer-lasting, next-generation magnetic
Okay, but you see how much she has to stretch her thumb?
It also has a bunch of great advanced inputs to help you make the most of your gaming experience.
I'm a little worried about that.
2 trackpads that can be customized for all sorts of uses. A gyro sensor, which allows moving your controller around for input. 4 grip buttons, which can be toggled on or off and remapped to any functionality you'd like. And finally, 2 capacitive grip sensors on the handles to detect when your fingers are on the grips. The trackpads can be used in a variety of ways. They can be used as a mouse substitute to give you a more precise way to aim and control the camera, or a more intuitive way to play mouse-first games like deck builders and 4X.
Nobody's going to play FPS.
It can be used as a radial pop-up menu to give direct access to key inputs. It's fully customizable for countless possibilities.
I like that.
The capacitive grip sensors are a new kind of input to help improve gyro gameplay. It works by sensing whether your hands are touching the grips on the controller. If you extend your fingers away from the grip, the sensor will turn off.
Oh.
The sensitivity is customizable as well, so you can configure it to be as responsive as you'd like. It can be used as a way to ratchet while using gyro. Simply release your fingers to turn gyro off and reset your position back to center. In our gaming, we found that grip sense can be used for other things as well. For example, it can be used to bring up a weapon wheel or a map in-game with just the release of a finger. When you're finished, we made it super easy to charge back up. Just set the controller over your puck and it'll snap into place.
I do like that. That's how my Xbox.
The next time you want to use your controller, just grab it off the puck and press the Steam button to get going. To learn more about the Steam controller and its endless configuration possibilities, visit this link. We're so excited for you.
All right, shut up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go check out a review. Let's go Steam controller review, and we're going to see who has a shorter video. IGN did a review. We're definitely not watching IGN. We are not watching IGN. Linus Tech Tips has a video, and Gamers Nexus has a video. I feel like I would like Gamer Nexus's better. I don't really watch Linus Tech Tips, to be honest with you. Let's go with Gamer Nexus. Fuck it, why not? Let's see what he has to say about this interesting machine. Let's see. Here we go.
Studying to try and understand why they're supposed to be so good. The animation by Andrew on the team makes that easier. In addition to the testing, we spent a ton of time just playing games with Valve's new Steam controller, and we've even torn it down already, although that'll be a separate video coming out later today. And the controller...
Okay, what the fuck is going on, bro? I'm about to lose my shit. I'm about to literally lose my shit.
It's highly repairable, which is awesome, actually. We'll talk about that in depth in the teardown video. But this is coming first. The controller got announced at the same time as the Steam Machine and the Steam Frame VR headset. But the controller is the only one that kind of stayed on schedule, and it's coming first. And
it's because of the RAM.
Is because the Steam controller is not full of RAM. That's really the only reason. MSRP is $100. So Valve will have some serious work to do convincing people that a controller is worth $100. We're going to try and do some testing today to come to that conclusion.
Considering this stuff
as well. Valve told us that there will be a Steam Machine plus Steam controller bundle in the future, but until a point at which the Steam Machine publicly exists, that's not an option. The machine would have to come out in order
considering
for that to
the stuff that's in this controller, the price is actually
before
very
that. This video is brought to you by Thermal Grizzly and their new Duronaut thermal paste. Thermal Grizzly claims its Duronaut paste is intended for long-term stability and endurance.
I'm gonna let the ad play out because
longevity, in addition to the usual performance focus. Thermal Grizzly's Duronaut paste comes with applicators and spreaders and ships in numerous tube sizes, aiming to provide a high-end paste.
I'm just lowering the volume
and daily driven
real quick.
Overclocks by enthusiasts.
It's so pretty.
Learn more at the link in the description below. This isn't Valve's first controller.
All right,
it's
putting it back
not
up.
even Valve's first Steam controller. The Valve Steam controller.
What's with his hair?
Confused with the Valve.
This
Steam
is Leon.
Controller.
If he actually did tech stuff.
And now the Steam controller is coming out again with the same name, but it's not the same controller. They've totally overhauled it. Now, Valve mostly hopes to make use of the Steam Deck's well-developed platform for its control input and control schema with this controller, so it could benefit from the deck. Valve's big deal with the controller, though, as we sort of talked about,
they have scented thermal paste. What the fuck is that?
November of last year is the TMR sticks. We managed to get a source of supply for the sticks that Valve based theirs on, but they did some modifications to these. So we're gonna take a look at these closer, both in teardown and animation, to understand how they work. It involves magnets. No one knows how those work. Valve's TMR analog sticks are a major part of its marketing claims. So we studied how these work, dissected one, and contacted the original manufacturer to ask questions. Getting these in made it a lot easier for us to make our 3D animation for educational purposes, which honestly, I also need.
Bro, how you gonna say, brother, how you gonna Jedi Knight? Jedi Knight. I love you, bro. Where are you? Where are you, Jedi Knight? $100 is way too expensive. Rather buy an Elite 2. Brother, in Elite 2, Elite 2 is more expensive on average. It's more expensive on average, brother. Like maybe if it's on sale, it might be like $110. But these have better sticks. Like they have better sticks than an Elite 2. Like what do we? How is $100 too expensive? Now, if the controller's ugly, but way better. Like, how is it way better? How is the? They don't have the TMR sticks, and they charge you more. How is it way better? I wouldn't say way better, brother. I'm just being real with you, man. I love you though, but like people think. See, it's so weird. People have this like notion in their mind that Steam for some reason should be immediately cheaper than everything else. I don't know why. I don't know why that's a thing. Especially since Steam is offering like a level of technology that's equivalent or better than what's being offered, even already at a cheaper price. But for some reason, people think of Steam and they're like, yeah, it's like the dollar bin. I don't know. Not the Jedi Knight saying that. It's not him. I'm just saying in general, I've noticed that online people have that mindset. Like if it's Steam made, then it should be like $5. Jedi Knight said this is a nightmare to hold. It's too narrow to properly control the sticks. Yeah, but that's different. That's different. You can't say something's way better when better implies that the technology is better. Like if you want to say it's held better, well, I mean, you don't know that. You don't have this controller in your hand. Obviously, it looks like it's probably going to be held worse, but we don't know that yet. We gotta test it out, But I get what you're saying, but I wouldn't say it's way better, bro.
To understand how these work, and it's pretty fucking cool. Just from a
all right, let's see what we got.
Standpoint, that might be trademarked. We should use different words.
Leon gained a lot of weight. That's crazy, bro.
That's probably fine. It's not really.
That's crazy.
Quite as well. So let's look at how things do stuff. Trademark. Valve used 2 K-Silver branded TMR analog sticks as opposed to the regular potentiometer sticks that it used in the Steam Deck. Valve confirmed that the sticks are from the JS13 family from the original manufacturer, but said it had worked with K-Silver to, quote, implement design improvements, end quote, which it declined to give further details on. It describes TMR as an incremental improvement over potentiometers or Hall effect sensors, performing the same job, but with a better balance of power, cost, and performance. Here's our animation that Andrew and Patrick worked on to help explain how these work. We'll walk through this animation as we go to show what's unique about TMR sticks. An analog stick needs to measure travel on 2 axes, X and Y. This allows for full 2-dimensional movement. The cheapest and most...
It's so funny that we as players, right? We as players probably never fucking think of any of this. You know what I'm saying? Like we never think... This is why I say that people don't care about how things are necessarily made. They only care if it works. And I say this about everything, right? But just looking at this animation and listening to what he's saying, the amount of technology, the amount of research and development, right, that goes into a fucking stick, bro. It's just so crazy to me. It's so crazy. But then we're just like, hey, does it work? Is there no stick drift? Like that's all we care, Does it make us go left? Does it make us go right? It's just, I think it's funny. But I do find it interesting to see this broken down sometimes, because I don't know, it's pretty funny.
Common way to do this is with 2 potentiometers, but Hall effect sensors have recently become...
This motherfucker hit me with the biggest word of white people I ever heard in my life. He said potentiometer. What the fuck is a potentiometer? Jesus
popular. And the new Steam controller uses TMR sticks as yet another alternative. In the world of electronic components, a potentiometer consists of a carbon contact with terminals on each end, and a metal wiper that can slide across the carbon between them.
That's insane.
The input voltage from one of the carbon terminals is divided, and the carbon sections before and after the wiper serve as 2 resistors in the series. As the wiper moves across the carbon, the 2 resistances change, so the voltage measured at the wiper changes. This can be translated to a linear position. To make it easier to visualize, we're animating a simplified potentiometer design. The ones in a real controller look a little different, but they operate on the same principles. Direct contact between carbon and wiper means that
For those of you asking about repair, I believe, to my knowledge, I don't know if it's going to mention it in this video, probably will, but apparently Steam is going to be partnering with a certain manufacturer to provide repair parts for their controllers for the foreseeable future. So there's that, you know.
potentiometers wear down and they get dirty, like a brushed electric motor. Wearing leads to changes in resistance, which can lead to stick drift, as the potentiometers read the wrong position.
Yeah, I fixed it. There you
Most noticeably, when the stick is in the neutral position and it should be zeroed out. The way you'd see this in real time would be slight movement, even though you're not actually moving the stick. Potentiometer-based analog sticks require relatively large dead zones, or the radius of travel before any input is registered. Hall effect sensors were hot a couple of years ago, but Sega had a Hall effect stick as early as 1996.
Damn, look at
on
that
the Saturn
controller.
3D pad. So they're nothing new even in the
Yo,
gaming
look at that
world.
controller.
Charge carriers, or electrons, would normally go in a straight line, but magnetic fields screw with their path. If you pass current through a plate and then bring a magnet near the plate perpendicular to the path of electricity, the path will curve. The curved path means that there's a difference in electrical potential between the two edges of the plate perpendicular to the path, and that potential difference can be measured and translated into
Can you
a
go
linear
88 miles
position.
an hour
As
and
the
go back
stick
in
moves,
time?
it swings magnets over the surface of stationary sensors that register how far the stick has rotated and in what direction. The advantage is that it's non-contact and not subject to mechanical wear. The disadvantage is that the signals need amplification and it requires more power. Valve told us that the difference between a Hall and TMR is only a small percentage of the controller's power budget, but that every little bit helps. On to TMR. Tunnel magnetoresistance sensors are currently fashionable,
Magneto
combining
mention.
the best aspects of traditional potentiometers and Hall effect sensors. It seems deceptively simple, but
I like this. I feel like I'm learning something. I like when I feel like I'm learning something. Hopefully, you guys feel like you're learning something too. Although I can't wait to see all the Z's in the chat from those kind of people. That unless their ADHD is constantly being licked in its ass, they're like, "I'm falling asleep. I'm gonna go watch quartering drama."
the first paragraph of the Wikipedia article closes with the line, quote, "Since this process is forbidden in classical physics, the tunnel magnetoresistance is a strictly quantum mechanical phenomenon and lies in the study of spintronics."
It's produced by the modial interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive diractance.
The fuck did you say, white man?
Two ferromagnetic
He said magnetoreluctance and capacitor something. What the fuck did he say?
layers with perpendicular magnetic orientations are separated by an extremely thin insulative barrier. Due to quantum mechanics, some electrons can tunnel through the layer, but resistance is high. If a magnet is brought close to the sandwich, so to speak, it forces the magnetic fields into parallel alignment, which increases tunneling and lowers resistance. Functionally, this can create the same kind of low-power voltage divider circuit as a potentiometer, but with the added benefit of the same contact-free operation as a Hall effect sensor.
But
moving magnets
can I go
swing
back in
over
time,
a
though?
stationary sensor. Since the Hall effect and TMR both involve magnets, who knows how those work, sticking magnets near the sensors could theoretically cause interference. We haven't noticed this on the Steam controller, even though the magnetic puck is positioned right between the Hall effect triggers and the TMR sticks. So from what we can tell, Valve took this into consideration during design. Hopefully that helps better illustrate how these sticks work and why Valve made such a big deal about them. This animation and the required studying took a lot of extra time to put together and try to understand. So if you found it helpful and you want to support our ability to fund the extra time, please consider grabbing something on store.gamersnexus.net. Maybe one of our soldering and project mats that we used for soldering leads.
Buy
to the
his
controller for
merch.
Testing. Latency testing is next. We opened up the controller and probed it for an ideal location to solder in
what?
leads to our latency testing device on one of the inputs.
Jesus Christ!
Once
Look
we
at this.
found a suitable location, we soldered in the wires that terminate in a connector.
What the?
Then we could plug that connector into an LDAT and control its inputs via the connector at the terminating end of the
1.21
wires.
gigawatts.
Ultimately, this enabled us to measure the controller's input latency. For this benchmarking, we used the NVIDIA LDAT for these tests with
Brother, this is why I can never be a tech channel. Like, I know tech, don't get me wrong. I don't know it like these guys. But I mean, holy shit, these guys are literally probing the ass of this controller. They're like, we're going to take this controller that you gave us and we are going to violate it. We're going to violate it in every way possible. We're going to probe it. They use the word probe. That's how you know they're serious. It's insane, bro. Holy shit.
The built-in screen blinking tool, but it has two limitations.
Look at this.
Proximity and value filtering.
They're literally shocking its asshole. They're shocking the asshole of the Steam controller to test its latency. They want to see how fast does this asshole respond to the shock.
Over 200 milliseconds where it filters those out.
Oh,
Wiring the
man.
controller to the LDAT creates a new
this is
challenge, though,
crazy.
which is that the controller has to remain physically close to the LDAT. Valve's own latency tests, estimated 8 milliseconds end-to-end on the puck, were performed at 5 meters. We don't expect it to make much of a difference, though. For the puck tests, we magnetically attached the puck to the controller, and for the Bluetooth tests, the controller was placed next to the test system.
This
For
is
Bluetooth,
crazy.
we used the ROG Maximus Z890 Hero's built-in radio. We used Valve's stock USB cable.
I want to know, like, how often does this guy piss off companies? Because, like, if you're a company and you make a claim that your product can do XYZ, this guy is going to literally violate your product to find out whether or not that's true. I would feel so, like, I don't know, as a company, I'd be so nervous to give him the product. Like, damn, man. So after he fucks the shit out of this thing, is he going to say we're good or we're not good? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's good, though. You know why that's good? Because YouTube channels like this is what you don't get from modern day journalism anymore. If you ever did. I mean, back in the day, sure, there was some like PC gamer magazines that had tech columns like this, but realistically, you don't get this anymore. Like, YouTubers are carrying the game in this regard. YouTubers like this. So when I see somebody holding companies accountable like this and like doing real fucking testing, you know, like actual real testing, not shilling, testing of all kinds. I think that's great. That's a good thing
For
you know?
all wired tests. Here's the chart. All numbers are full click-to-photon latencies, or the
Oh, wow.
latency from button press to the instant the screen shows a photonic response. In other words, this is total end-to-end system latency. Only a small portion is from the input device itself, or the controller. Therefore, we've also included numbers for a high-performance gaming mouse, the ROG Keras, so that all other numbers can be judged relative to that baseline 15 millisecond average.
So from the looks of it, it seems like when the Steam controller is wired directly, it has pretty much almost as good stats as the ROG Keras wired. It's second highest. And then you have Steam controller attached to the puck, and then Steam controller puck plus 7 Bluetooth controllers, and it just kind of goes down from there. Xbox One controller wired. Oh, so this thing is a little bit better. Not like massively better, but a little bit better than the Xbox One controller wired connected to the compared to the Steam controller wired. So, all right, I mean that's good at least.
The wired performance was predictably the best, with an average full system latency end-to-end of 19 milliseconds across 499
Nice.
tested clicks and a standard deviation of 3.1. That's just 4 milliseconds on top of the ROG mouse.
Nice.
Puck performance was extremely close at just 21.6 milliseconds average, still with the exact same standard deviation of 3.1.
Yeah, so even the Steam controller puck is still better than an Xbox One controller that's wired directly to the system. That's pretty fucking impressive. I'll say that. That's pretty impressive. Because I don't play video games with my controller wired in. I play it wireless, obviously, with the puck that it comes with, right? So that's pretty good. If the Steam controller unplugged can beat the plugged-in controller, that's pretty fucking solid.
That consistency is even more impressive than the overall latency, but both metrics are excellent. With a second Steam controller connected to the puck, latency was effectively unchanged at 21.9 milliseconds. Based on this, we don't see any real downside to using the controller wirelessly. For comparison, we tested the most generic gamepad we could think of, an original Xbox One controller, model 1537, connected via USB. Thanks to a Steam blog post from 2024, it's a safe bet that Xbox controllers still have at least a plurality on PC. This logged a worse average than the Steam controller, posting 22.6 milliseconds. We also performed some tests with 7 other controllers connected via Bluetooth at once, There was an Xbox One,
Holy
Xbox
shit.
Series X, PS4, PS5, Scuf third-party PS4, Stadia, and Luna connected. These tests weren't perfectly consistent since controllers kept dropping out and reconnecting, but the point was to create a Bluetooth nightmare. Using the puck, there was no serious impact on performance in spite of that Bluetooth nightmare, with average latency only creeping
No
up
way.
a fraction of a millisecond to
Holy shit. So the puck is that strong that there was almost no loss in performance, even with 7 other Bluetooth controllers attached to the computer at the same time. Damn. Okay, now that's impressive. For those of you that get that and understand that, that's really fucking impressive. So yeah, I would say like this controller absolutely will dominate as a wireless controller. Obviously, you can wire it up, but still, that's fucking insane. That's insane. That's really, really, really insane. Holy shit.
21.8 and standard deviation up to 3.4,
Nice.
which could be down to random variance. There were 2 missing entries, though, which could either be fully missed inputs or latencies over 200 milliseconds, which weren't captured or were filtered out. Alone on Bluetooth, the Steam controller's latency was significantly worse at 37.3 milliseconds, with a massive 20.6 standard deviation, both slower and less consistent. The log had 1 missing entry as well. With 7 other controllers on Bluetooth and without the puck, it became basically unusable.
Right.
You don't expect anyone will have 8 players attached to one PC or 8 players in the same room on different PCs, but the point was to just generate a ton of interference on Bluetooth and stress the controller. This also creates more load on the actual Bluetooth module. And
so the weakness of this controller is attaching it via Bluetooth. That's the weakness of this controller, which again, I don't really know like who's going to be doing that. So I mean, there's that, but you can clearly see the degradation. I really wouldn't look at this because I mean, 7 controllers attached. Like, who's going to do that? They're just like they said, they're stressing the controller to its maximum capabilities. But this is a pretty big difference here. So
radio attached to the PC. The average latency ended up being 73.8 milliseconds with a standard deviation of 48, but it had 101 missing log entries, which represent both greater than
Tiger King says somehow it's still going to be the controller's fault when DSP uses it. That's great.
200 millisecond latencies.
That's great.
And complete failures to register clicks.
You're also
this
accurate,
means
by
that the real average latency is even worse. Your mileage may vary, but the point is that Bluetooth doesn't scale well with multiple devices, and it's not the best option to start with. Wired or the puck will both work well. Bluetooth is okay when fewer devices in the vicinity are also using it, but it's not as good as wired and puck connected options.
But okay, this is all fine and dandy about this controller. That's fantastic. But can this controller actually tell us what the oranges do? That's what I really want to know. That's what the internet wants to know. If the controller can provide us with that answer, I think that we would be fine.
Battery life testing
sure
and
it's gonna
charge
smell
time
really well.
testing are next. We tested the battery by rubber band.
Holy shit! They put a cock ring on the analog sticks. Not the analog stick. They put a cock ring on the fucking sticks. Did you see that? Holy shit!
Banding the sticks together and using Steam input to spam enter once every second. This isn't the cleanest test since there's no rumble testing with this approach, which we expect to be the most battery-intensive function of a controller.
Look at that.
It is consistent and constant input, though. And
Keep
given we've got a few
blood
weeks to put
flow
the
in.
review together, every time we do a battery drain test, it takes several days out of that timeline, so we're kind of limited on how many times we can do this. We started the test at 6:12 p.m. on a Saturday. The controller finally disconnected at 7:06 p.m. on a Tuesday, a total of nearly 73 hours. Real life duration would be less due to the haptic motors and other factors. Valve's 35-plus hour claim, though, we think is completely reasonable, so we've at least validated their spec sheet claim. When we finally took the rubber band
72 hours nonstop? Holy fucking shit, bro. Now, like he said, obviously, when you're really playing, like if you're playing legit, that's not playing legit, right? That's just holding in one motion. But yeah, easily, like 35 hours, like half. So it would basically be half of their test. So if they tested 70 some odd hours and Valve is claiming 35 with the gameplay, I think that's definitely reasonable. Damn, bro, this controller is insane.
Off, we accidentally hit the power button, and it lasted another 10 minutes before dying again. Charge speed will depend on what you plug the controller into. We picked a deck charger since it can deliver 15 watts at 5 volts or up to 45 watts at 20 volts, and many controller owners will have one on hand. we had to pick something that would be kind of standardized. We plugged this into a power interposer to capture power data from the source, which allows us to measure charge over time and power draw from the wall. With a direct connection, it took 3 hours and 26 minutes to hit full charge and approximately 2 hours and 40 minutes to drop below the peak charge rate of 2.65 watts. This was already known, but to reiterate, clipping the puck onto the controller is only for charging. The data connection remains wireless. Valve justified the move from AA's to an internal battery by saying that the long battery life and ease of charging via the puck is the best of both worlds. Also, the battery needs to be able to power all of the haptic motors and other new features. Given the ease with which the battery can be removed and replaced, which you'll see in our separate teardown video, this is without sacrificing repairability. Every controller comes with a puck wireless adapter. This is completely separate from the Steam Frame's dongle. Each puck can connect to 4 controllers, and each controller can remember pairings with 2 pucks. The puck uses Valve's proprietary rendition on the 2.4 GHz wireless protocol to avoid interference, which was originally developed for the first Steam controller and has been updated since. We didn't do a deeply scientific range test, but we did do one. We originally tested the puck in our extremely long hallway at the office, but it wasn't long enough to drop signal. So we took the controller outside and started walking until the signal died. Using the puck outside, we were able to get around 146 feet or 44.5 meters away with direct line of sight before it completely dropped out. In a house, you'd lose connection much sooner due to walls and obstacles.
Obviously,
Still, though, it's an impressive range. Bluetooth is more variable since it depends on the paired device, but with the stock Bluetooth radio and an Asus ROG Strix SCAR 17, we were able to get even further away. The distance cutoff wasn't as consistent with Bluetooth, so we won't commit to a hard number. With line of sight, the Steam controller's range is more than adequate for indoor use, and well beyond the 5-meter range that Valve mentioned offhand in our first meeting. If you're curious about the range in your own house, there's a live DBM signal readout in the settings menu, which immediately reacts, covering the puck or the controller's antenna located near the
Why did it stop?
USB port.
There we go.
Lowers the signal quality instantly. Anecdotally, we were able to maintain a connection through walls 2 rooms away, but not all walls are built the same. We're getting into the hands-on section now. We had to switch to the Steam Client Beta in order to update and run the Steam controller, but we were told that customers won't have to do this.
This is the part that I care about. I want to see this part.
There wasn't great progress feedback. After initially connecting the controller and launching into big picture mode, we had some weird issues with bindings.
Do you see like how high his thumbs are though? Like, I feel like this is gonna cause such an, I don't know how to explain it, man. It's gonna cause such a weird feel. Maybe it's gonna take some time to get used to. I'm really not sure, but like he seems to have pretty big hands, and his thumbs are like overshooting on the thumbsticks. And I just feel like they're gonna be so close to the top triggers that it's gonna create this like crunched feel at the top, you know. And maybe it won't. Maybe it'll feel better when it's in your hands, but I don't know, man.
Up on an analog stick, adjusting system volume, and right on the same stick, selecting. By the time we got the camera on it, though, it had resolved itself. The controller contains an infrared LED that can be tracked by the Steam Frame, but obviously we can't test that without the Steam Frame. Valve's store page says the controller battery life is reduced when tracking as well. The Steam Machine has a built-in puck, but we likewise can't test that on account of it not being ready yet. When a controller is paired to a Steam Machine, it'll be able to wake it from a low power state. Turning on the controller while pressing B and right bumper switches to Bluetooth mode. This is a hard toggle, so the controller stays in Bluetooth mode even if the puck is connected or the controller is power cycled. Pressing A and the right bumper switches to the primary puck in memory. A and the left switches to the secondary puck in memory. We like the ability to toggle this quickly and simply from the controller hardware itself for users who have multiple systems. This is well thought out. The Steam controller can open the Steam on-screen keyboard. This will only work if the Steam client is running, though, and it won't show up over top of the Windows lock screen. So you can't use it to log in from the couch, although you can still use the normal Microsoft on-screen keyboard, of course. The controller and puck will function regardless of whether Steam is running or even installed, but only as a trackpad and keyboard. Gamepad functionality is handled through the Steam input translation layer, so if you want to play non-Steam games with gamepad controls, you'll need to launch them through Steam. Action sets can't be toggled without Steam running. That kind of platform dependence is a little grim, but it is the Steam controller after all. Valve has moved
Have they
away from
released
the
the price for the
mechanical
Steam machine?
clicks
Not yet,
of the
not yet.
original Steam controller and Vive trackpads, which we're prone to wearing out. Pressing on the new trackpads causes an extremely believable click, but it is just haptics. Like the original Steam controller, the haptic motors can be used to play sounds. So all the notification chimes are actually generated by the motors themselves. Valve informed us that not much of this will be exposed at launch, but in the future, there may be customization options for the chimes and haptics. In-game, the haptic motors will emulate normal rumble. The controller is also designed to be easily serviceable, and we have a separate teardown video coming up to confirm this. The screws are non-security.
Honestly, I think they are going to probably announce the machine soon. Either that or the headset soon. Obviously, they know that most people care about the Steam machine. And so I got to imagine that I feel like they're gearing up for it. And there are rumors that they're considering just rolling the dice and potentially, taking a loss on these things. I don't necessarily believe those rumors 100%, but I think we're getting there. We're getting pretty close to them announcing this thing. So we'll see.
Torques, which Valve chose because it says that, quote, torques are more robust, easier to screw in.
I still think the Steam machine is going to be up there in price. Not like super expensive. I initially said anywhere from $900 to $1,000. So that's what I'm honestly thinking. But if they're going to take a loss on it, then it's going to be probably less. But I don't know. It's tough to say. It's the 8 gigs of VRAM that really turned me off about that machine. And in terms of like the price, like that's really where I feel like they kind of cheaped out. I think they're relying on things like FSR and whatnot to really carry them through. But who knows? We'll see.
Without damaging and way less likely to strip, end quote.
I was spot on with the controller pricing, guys. I said $99.99, and people were like, "No way, it's Steam. It should be like $3.99 with a Happy Meal." It's like, no, it's gonna be $99.99. That's what I was gonna guess.
Is the right answer for a YouTube comment section. Components aren't cross-compatible with the deck. The trackpads are bigger on the controller, for example. Valve will, though, work with iFixit again to sell replacement parts at some point after launch.
Okay, so iFixit.com is going to be who they're going to work with to sell parts after launch for some time in order to fix your Steam controller. So that's cool. That's cool.
Although it's waiting to see if there's any demand for selling individual pucks. For now, if you lose your puck or if it's stolen out of your car in San Francisco, no particular reason to say that, you'll need to go through support. The external topography of
San Francisco felt it. The
controller will be made public, so you can easily 3D print accessories as well. Valve confirmed that
Oh
it's still
shit! You could 3D print it. Okay, cool.
open to Steam compatible arrangements like the one with Hori. It has a list of capabilities that are required to get that label. And when we asked whether third-party controllers would be able to have the Frame VR tracking features that the Steam controller has, Valve said it needed to revisit the requirements and figure it out. Valve has always been toying with the idea of a new Steam controller, but work on this version started after the launch of the Deck OLED in 2023.
Which, by the way, a Valve developer has openly stated that they are hard at work trying to make a Steam Deck 2. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait for a Steam Deck 2. Obviously, they're going to get their full lineup out first. They're going to get the Steam machine out first. They're going to get the headset out first, but shit, I cannot wait for a Steam Deck 2. I want one so bad.
With the positive reception of the Deck, Valve wanted a way to enable those controls even when docked or on a normal PC. The original Steam controller tried to bring PC inputs to a controller form factor, but the new controller seems to be about...
That first controller is so fucking ugly. I never bought one. I buy a lot of Steam products, but I did not buy that. Like, the new controller is still ugly, but it's like, at least it's going to have function over form, hopefully, right? I don't know what the fuck this abomination is. I don't know what this is, brother. This controller, this shit is it's an abomination. I'm sorry. I cannot stand that controller, bro.
Replicating the Deck. As a result, it has better gamepad and PC balance than the original. If you're playing something that already has gamepad support, the new Steam controller feels much more like a regular Xbox controller, whereas the original Steam controller didn't even have 2 analog sticks. We asked Valve whether it had thought about PS5-style adaptive triggers, and it sounds like the answer was yes, but matching the Deck was a far higher priority for Valve than adding new features and complexity. Obviously, there are fans who will buy a Steam controller no matter what, but for everyone else, Valve has to make the case for spending $100 on the Steam controller versus $50 to $60 for a mainstream alternative. Its strongest advantages are living room PC gaming, thanks to the trackpad.
Well, I don't think that's a fair comparison. $50 to $60 for a mainstream alternative. I don't think that's fair because the controllers that are $50 to $60 that are mainstream, which I guess he's talking about Xbox or PlayStation, the standard controllers of those controllers do not have anywhere near the features of a Steam controller. So I don't think it's fair. I think you should compare it to the Elite controllers, which is what it really is trying to compete against. You know what I mean? But anyway.
And future integration with the Steam Frame and Steam Machine. As far as opinions and actually using it, one of our editors, Tim, on the team, has used the Steam Deck and original Steam controller more recently, and just more than anyone else in the office. So we sent him home with the new controller to compare. His first impression was that connection is completely seamless. He plugged the puck in, and it was good to go without having to pair or manage Bluetooth devices. When the controller turned off, he could press one button to immediately reconnect. The control scheme automatically switches from desktop to game controls.
Nice.
The desktop controls are identical to the Steam Decks, so he had no issues adapting. Tim said the trackpad controls felt more refined than the deck, but that might be because he's usually using the deck to stream with some unavoidable latency. He also tried playing Baldur's Gate 3, Morbid Metal, Civilization 6, and browsing YouTube. He was able to use the custom GPD Win 4 controller profile for his Civ 6 game with a single rebind, so that's convenient. His one complaint was that the controller feels square-shaped, and the grips are parallel in a way that brings his elbows closer together in use. This was easier to deal with on the Steam Deck since the device itself is wider.
Yeah,
Tim's completely willing to dive into custom controller profiles. The large degree of customization is a positive for enthusiasts, but possibly overwhelming for some people. Being able to adjust every parameter of every button and the gyros and the capacitive sensors for every single game is a lot, which again, for enthusiasts like our audience, is a positive. It opens the door for a lot of unique options and use cases. However, for some mainstream users, we could see this being a lot to deal with before sitting down to play. The prefab deck control.
Oh, I mean, that's the problem. Like, that's kind of natural with the comparison between PC gaming and consoles. See, like, consoles thrive off of simplicity. That's what they were known for, right? If you wanted to get into PC gaming, like most console players, like hardcore console players that end up discovering PC gaming, they're almost lost in the beginning because there's so many more available options to you that if you kind of dive into it a little bit too fast, it could get a little bit overwhelming. So this Steam controller seems like it'll be incredible for people that really know how to maximize its usage and its functionality. But it has to have a plug and play, like it has to have a plug and play aspect to it. And I think it does for the most part, but I feel like you're going to run into situations where some people may not like the plug and play ability of this controller and they'll have to customize it to make it feel better. But yeah, I feel like this is a pretty normal thing when it comes to PC oriented. Well, if you want to call this a PC oriented product, I would call it a PC oriented product, but I understand it's a controller, so I get it, but still, like, it's coming from Valve, so.
Profiles, though, are compatible with the new controller and resolve this for most games. We don't think true mouse and keyboard games like Total Warhammer 3 will ever intuitively fit a controller, but that's more of an opinion. So it's a controller. There's a lot of subjective stuff with the controller, which makes it hard. There's some objective things, though, and one of those is latency. The controller's latency measured impressively in the puck test, especially, but also wired and to some extent with Bluetooth. Bluetooth has its own separate issues. As far as the things that Valve has engineered strictly, though, the controller performs well. And even against a high-end gaming mouse, it was pretty damn close. So they've done well with that side of things. The battery life is unbelievably long. I mean, we had that one test that we mentioned the numbers for it earlier in this video where it was just constant input every second and it lasted several days.
That's
we had
amazing.
Another test we couldn't complete just because the length of the review window is not sufficient to do more than like 1.5 battery.
Brother, what are you, Batman? You got like 9 fucking monitors on the wall. What are we doing? Is that real? Oh, it's real, I'm sure. Jesus.
Test. And that's not because it was a short window for review. Like, they give us a lot more time than most companies. So it's really more of a testament to the controller's battery life. We had one test with Rumble. So basically we set the controller up with a game where I think it was a racing game, and we just had.
I felt good having 3 monitors. This guy's like, sit the fuck down, you peasant. I'm Bruce Wayne here, bitch. You're the Joker. And nobody likes you.
The tire spinning constantly. and kind of rubber banded everything together so it would keep doing so, then watched it with a security camera.
Actually, the Joker's cooler. He just basically turned me into Robin at this point.
And that ended up running for a little over or around 24 hours in total for that test. Plus, it had already been used a little bit before that. And then we used it for B-roll because we had to terminate the test because we needed to get working on this review to get it published in time. So around 24 hours, we stopped doing the Rumble test. It was still not dead. I think it had like 25% left. We shot B-roll with it all day, still around the same. So we don't have a final number for how long it would last with the Rumble test. It looks like under 2 days, but over 1 day.
That's insanity.
So it's, I mean, I don't know. Not being able to finish the test because the battery lives too long is, you know, it's a good thing. Now,
that's a flex. Brother, that is a flex. Like, imagine having a controller that lasts so long that the people that do tech reviews can't even finish their test because the controller's lasting too long. That's a fucking flex.
Not a AA solution, but as you'll see in our teardown, we're really happy with the replaceability of the battery. So as soon as there's battery options on the market, these are trivial to open up, and the battery just pulls right out. There's no glue, at least the one we opened. No bullshit.
Hey, yo, pull it out.
You just pull the battery, you put another one in, which is great. As for the TMR sticks, they should last longer than normal potentiometer sticks, and they have smaller dead zones by default, which is an improvement. We obviously haven't had this long enough to know what their lifespan is, but it should be better. The device is easy to disassemble and maintain in the event they do die, and these are the aspects that we're most comfortable judging because we can observe and measure them. If you just like playing video games with a controller and you have no specific needs for it, there's no specific reason to get a Steam controller. It's fine. But there are $50 Xbox controllers or third-party options with TMR sticks. The target audience for the Steam controller, we think, would be anyone that really likes the DeX controls and anyone who wants to play PC games in the living room without needing to get a mouse and keyboard because of the input options. Based on comments to us, Valve seems comfortable pursuing those audiences without trying to overthrow Xbox. Although, to be fair, Xbox is pretty successful at overthrowing Xbox.
Okay, so first, wait. So we felted San Francisco, and now we're felting Xbox. Okay, I like this guy. This is good. This is good. This is good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've said it so. Okay, I've said it so many times, and I'm gonna say it again to close out this segment. All right, Steam is not trying to compete with the mainstream. I've said this so many times, and for some reason, bro, like the console super fans, they just can't get that through their head. They're just like, oh, you're releasing a controller to try to compete with us? No, nobody, like, they're not trying to compete with the mainstream. All they're trying to do is enrich their own ecosystem. I feel like I say this all the time because it's true. Like, Valve has made it very clear that they're not trying to compete with any mainstream. Like, if they take a couple of sales away from Xbox, great, fantastic. But all they're really trying to do is give a product to the people that are utilizing their service every day that's going to help enrich their own service every day. That's all they try to do, which is why this controller opted for, instead of adding new features, they opted for features that are going to make it easier and better to utilize Steam OS. They're assuming that you're going to utilize this, obviously, with Steam Big Picture Mode, the Steam Deck, like the Steam VR headset. They're imagining that you're going to use this as a Steam user, not as somebody who wants to play something else with the Steam controller. Like, that's really what it is, you know? So people don't get that. And when they look at this, they're like, well, why didn't you add this for my favorite mainstream's controller? I'm not going to buy it now because it doesn't. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. It's specifically for Steam users. That's really what it's about. So ultimately, this was a great video from Gamers Nexus. I'm going to drop the link right now, and I'll make sure to put it in the description when I clip it for Hypnotic Gaming Live with the live clips. But here is the link to the video. If you haven't watched this, consider watching it. Give them a like, long view duration, comment, all that stuff. I mean, they did fantastic work here. They really did. That was good stuff, man. I feel like I learned a lot. Good job to them. All right, boys, let's catch up on supers, and then we're going to get into more content, man. What do we got? We got Marius with a 2. I might buy a Steam controller. Looks cool. I mean, I don't like the way it looks. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like the way it looks, but I hope, like I said, that it functions better than it looks. That's really what I'm going for. It's not so ugly to the point where I'm going to completely ignore it like I did the first one. Bro, the first one was so hideous. And the thing is, the first one, not only was it hideous, but also it looked like it didn't function well. I looked at that controller and I'm like, this shit does not look like it's going to function well. So I didn't support it. But this one looks like it probably will. So we'll see how it goes. Kicking donuts with it too. I really care if I can repair it myself. Well, you definitely can. So that's a plus. Robin 10 with it too. I watch how it's built. That shit feeds my nerd. Nice. Lockwire with a 5. Gamers Nexus has equipment to test fans, noise, and monitors. They have spent some coin. Yeah, I mean, I can clearly see that with 9 fucking monitors in the back wall. I can only imagine what other monitors he has. Adair Soto with a 10. Watching this video, I feel dirty for some reason. And what they did to the Steam controllers. Anyone feel that feeling watching this video? This is a really good video about the Steam controller. It is. And they absolutely ruined that controller's booty hole to figure out whether it's going to hold up or not. So, I mean, that's cool. Speedy K with a 5. Didn't Gamers Nexus expose some of the shady shit NVIDIA likes to do? I'm not sure. I don't watch them like that, so I'm not sure if they're like, exposés or anything like that. Future Boy with a 2. Hashtag Hina. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hey, thank you, Future Boy. I appreciate that. Guys, please remember, we have the waifu battle going on right now, so ensure that you guys vote for either Hina or Koala. One of the two, ladies and gentlemen. I'll bring them up on screen in case you guys forgot what they look like. We got Hina versus Koala tonight in the One Piece waifu battle tournament. Let me know, man. Adair Solto with a 10. When I first saw the first thing controller, I thought it was like a toy controller, remote car. I don't know what they were thinking. The only person who loves it is Wizard. Well, that's because Wizard's weird. We love Wizard, but he's weird. The moment he said he likes the Steam original controller, that's when we figured out that he's probably special ed. He's the real life special wizard. But we still love him anyway. Banana Bomber King with a 4.99. The trackpads, I wonder, can be used as an alt to the sticks. Well, they said that. They said that like you can utilize the trackpads as a means to play like first person shooters or other video games. Like I think they showed Balatro or whatever, but I'm telling you right now, you're not going to want to use the trackpads to play a first person shooter. I'm telling you, like it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're going to feel like you're playing a first person shooter on mobile with the screen. It's going to feel the same. It might feel better in terms of speed, but I don't really think it's going to feel to the point where you're probably thinking. I would just use the sticks if I were you. All right, let me check Rumble really quick. Rumble, what do we got, man? Rumble, what are we doing? Rumble was going crazy earlier. Toradol with a 2. Hashtag Freeman. So 20-pound battery inside the controller. That battery life is impressive. It's super impressive. I couldn't believe it, man. 72 hours or whatever they said. Fucking crazy, man. Deadeye's Lock with $1 says, looks like a better Switch Pro controller. If only Nintendo took notes before properly releasing Joy-Cons without strict stick shift errors, but not once but twice. I feel like they wanted to, though. I feel like they wanted to release those Joy-Cons the way that they were because they love when the Joy-Cons break because then you have to buy more. Those Joy-Cons are fucking expensive, man. It's like $100 or whatever. It's crazy. It's fucking insane. Deadeye's Lock with a 5. Hashtag Koala. Thank you, Deadeye's Lock. I appreciate that. It's a pretty close battle right now. Nothing too crazy, but pretty fairly close. So I appreciate that. All right. Let's get out of this and let's move on. Great video from Gamers Nexus. Fan-fucking-tastic. Let's talk about Helldivers. Helldivers is seeing some drama, ladies and gentlemen. Drama with Helldivers? No way. No way. That hasn't happened before 1,000,000 times over. And yet here we are again with drama from good old Helldivers. So apparently, like I was playing Mouse PI for Hire on Grifcast, and I was informed from Benjamin about Helldivers drama, and I was like, well, he told me a little bit about what's going on, and it kind of sounded like the same shit that's always going on, right? Like the Helldivers essentially is constantly nerfing, overcorrecting some weapons. People accuse them of not liking fun, that they're constantly nerfing shit and just making it essentially annoying, right? To be a fan of the game, because whatever you find fun, it's going to end up being nerfed later down the line, right? So in any case, we have a headline here that I found from Games Radar from a Helldivers 2 lead that promises meaningful changes after the painful to read criticism of Arrowhead and the state of the game fills uncensored Reddit AMA. Now, obviously it's Reddit, so, at the end of the day, like, take it with a grain of salt. But I will say that there is a little bit of truth to this, right? I haven't even decided to go to the Steam forums. I guess we should probably do that. to kind of see what's going on over there, because Steam forums usually are a good way to see what exactly is going on in terms of drama with the video game. So I'm kind of curious, but we'll check that in a second. First, I want to see what this article is saying about this situation. Damn, there's 95,000 threads in the Helldivers 2 forum. Holy shit, 95,000. 95,000. Well, I don't even know. Anyway, thank you to everyone who participated constructively, especially when you were angry. So they did an AMA, okay, where they get asked questions. Well, I should say they select questions and they answer them, and then it's to whoever may be asking on Reddit. Things didn't go very well. Former Arrowhead CEO and current Helldivers 2 creative lead Johan committed to an unfiltered Ask Me Anything session on Reddit this weekend and got precisely what he was searching for: enough uncensored criticism to make Botticelli question the birth of Venus. Like that new lady sticking out the half shell, players are being bold as they demand harmony in Helldivers 2, and that he wants to give it to them, writing in an update to his AMA announcement post on Helldivers Unfiltered that fans clearly want the game to deepen and hope for better communication from Arrowhead. So he says, this week I will talk to the direction team about how we can align more with the expectations that you have on the development of Helldivers. I will report back once every other week, starting this week, with where we are, what our thoughts are, and how we are moving forward. According to him, he wants to provide players more meaningful reasons to keep playing beyond the next war bond. You want underused equipment to have a purpose, long-term progression to feel worthwhile, and community actions to result in memorable moments again. He makes no guarantees as to what tensions will be massaged first. The most upvoted questions from the Helldivers 2 community wonder why balance patches rarely address underutilized weaponry, or why various progression systems are still so shallow. So a lot of the complaints, from what I can see about Helldivers players, is that instead of buffing underutilized weaponry, they instead decide to nerf weaponry that people are having fun with, that people are having a good time with, right? Like they rather nerf those weapons and make them boring than buff the boring weapons and make them fun. At least that's what I can understand from this. And I totally get it. I understand. But ultimately, I think that lately there's been a lot of fan bases that don't like balance changes. I'm starting to notice that. And I don't know why this became a thing. Like, look what's happening with Slay the Spire 2, right? Slay the Spire 2 early access video game, which means it's going to be going through a multitude of balance changes and all that stuff. And people, for some reason, the moment any kind of patch or nerf or anything happens, bro, people lose their mind. Now, most of them are the Chinese players, granted, but still, we see it a lot of the time. However, with a game like this, where it's a PvE video game, who fucking cares? I can understand if it's a PvP game, then you could be really strict on the balancing, right? I could totally get that. But this is a player versus environment video game, okay? It is a PvE video game. So it's naturally not going to have the level of excitement that comes with a PvP game. So you have to make sure that the PvE is as fun as possible. When you start nerfing weapons to make them just as boring as the weapons that are useless and nobody wants to use, that's a balance problem in your favor, not theirs, right? Like that's a balance problem on their part, where they should be looking at those underutilized weapons and saying, how can we get people to have to make a decision between weapons? If everybody's choosing the same weapon, then that's not necessarily a problem with the weapon they're choosing. That just means that that weapon is really the only one that's either fun or actually is useful, which is a problem, right? If all the other weapons are useless, you should focus on making them useful. Because if you just nerf the fun weapon that everybody's using, well, now they're all useless. And that kind of kills the whole point of the game for a lot of people, right? But anyway, let's talk about this. So Helldivers 2 is a large, complicated game, and some of these issues are genuinely difficult. But that's not an excuse for standing still. There's a lot of work that's in progress that we will see the fruits of in the coming weeks, months, and year. I did this AMA because I saw the disappointment and criticism and mistrust in this subreddit, and it got to me. I wanted to get a better sense and understanding of what was at the heart of it. A lot of the points you make are fair. Some are very painful to read, but I know it comes from a group of players that care deeply about Helldivers and want it to remain special. I will say at least listen, you could say that you're listening, but if you actually are listening, then we need to see some changes, right? I feel like that's fair. That's kind of fair to say, because it's very easy to be like, yeah, we're listening. We hear you. You know, we hear you guys. We hear you. But like, that's like Blizzard. When Blizzard's like, yeah, we're sorry. We're going to do better. We're going to learn from this experience. Mind you, they said the same thing about another patch that was broken a year before that one, right? So they're clearly not listening. They're clearly not learning, right? So this is your chance. But the thing is, this is not the first time you guys have heard this. Helldivers developers have been hearing this for how long now? God, I feel like I remember doing a story about over a year ago or something like that of Helldivers 2 getting fucking massive backlash for nerfing a ton of content and just leaving weapons useless. I feel like it's the same thing, right? So how many times have we heard this already? But in any case, let's go over to the Steam forums and see if anything is happening right now. Now, really quick, just to kind of do a little status check on Helldivers, because I know Helldivers usually does pretty well on PC. Right now, at the 24-hour peak, we are at, let's see. We are at, that's actually not bad. We're at 37,000 concurrent players. Now, I've seen it higher than that, right? I've seen it really about like, yeah, much higher than that. It's funny. Every time there's like a interesting patch that comes out, the numbers skyrocket and then they die again. They skyrocket and then they die again. I mean, it's pretty expected of a live service game, but 37,000 players playing the game right now, not too terrible, right? Now, for me personally, I never went back to Helldivers once PlayStation tried to do the whole, hey, we totally meant to have you sign up for our PlayStation Network. Yeah, let's take our game that nobody had faith in actually blowing up on PC. And the moment it blew up on PC, let's pretend like it was always the case that we wanted you guys to be part of the PlayStation Network. Yay! And they tried to get away with that. The moment I saw them do that, I uninstalled the game and I never went back. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it was a bad game. It was a super fun game. 100%. It was a super fun game. I had a great time with it when I was playing it. I would love to play it again, but I'm good on that. I've moved on from this game already. But a lot of people play this game. A lot of people enjoy this game. And yeah, ironically, it is beating marathon numbers. That's so fucking sad, isn't it? That's so sad. It is. Oh my God, brother. I didn't realize it got that low. Oh my God, man. Ooh-wee. That's rough. Anyway, so let's go over to the Helldivers. Let's go to the Helldivers. Where is it at? Let's go to the Helldivers Steam forums. And let's see what we got going on here, boys. 70K players right now. Game's alive. Can we just remove DSS voting already? How has this game not gotten even remotely better? All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what we got. I've come back after a long time. I played at launch. The game is still as a buggy mess. As I write this, we are soft locked on a mission and cannot progress. At times, I load into games where there is no fauna at all. I've yet to come across any SC at all to unlock any new war bonds, therefore completely killing the desire to progress in the game with the same handful of guns. Stop letting people kick you for no reason. I love fighting enemies that are stuck in the ground and killing me. There is nothing too insensitive, people sticking together 50% of the time. The entire team is halfway across the map. Even in the mode where there are pods scattered across the map, it's even worse. Great, I died, and now I'm 400 meters away with no stratagems, no team, no equipment. I may as well just die again. Yeah, sounds like a lot of personal problems. No, I'm not trying to downplay it. I find it to be funny. Ready for the war, but let's see. Do they? Oh, here we go. Do they listen to their community at all? We've been asking for these exos for who knows how long. These dumbasses put it behind a paywall. 95% of the release content is paid. Well, it's because you dumb motherfuckers paid for it. No offense. No offense. I'm not even sorry to say it. I'm not even sorry to say it, bro. No offense. If you guys are constantly asking for a certain kind of content from them, the fact that you would actually assume that it was going to be free is fucking hilarious because, number one, it is a live service video game. So to assume it's going to be free, that's funny. That's really funny. And then number two, you motherfuckers pay for it. So if you keep paying for it, then they're going to keep charging you for it. It's obvious, bro. Like, what the... I never understood that. People are like, oh my God, how could you keep charging for this? How could you keep charging for this? It's because you keep paying for it, bro. Really? Anyway. So 95% of the release content is paid for. Like, motherfuckers didn't pay for this stupid ass game. Well, you bought into a live service game. You bought into a live service game. You didn't buy into a single player game. You didn't buy into a single player game that has a multiplayer mode. You bought into a live service game, which is why the price entry was lower than a regular game. It's because they knew that they could charge you more and more and more every time afterwards. I have no clue what these devs are doing. All I know is it took them 2 years to add more variations of mechs. That's not acceptable at all for how many people have this game. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. What do you want from me? We have 2 free mechs and a free tank. Don't cry so much. I'm not sure what's going on for sure. It's fairly evident to me that they were taken a bit unprepared for how crazy good the game would be received. And I think a slew of mistakes or perhaps infighting between dev and publishers going on. I believe that. I think there was a lot of infighting. I think that community manager controversy and all the other stuff that happened around that time really fucking had a lot of infighting because it seemed like there was a lot of corporate changes that were made during that entire situation. Game keeps crashing. Anyone remember the game Lost Planet? Brother, Lost Planet, amazing game. Amazing game. If you haven't played it, go play it. Let's see. Max, want to make a difference? Don't know. I'm trying to see if anybody's... The Reddit AMA thread says... Okay, here we go. Here we go. The Reddit AMA thread says it loud. This game has no direction and Arrowhead has no idea how to keep this game alive and interesting. I would kind of believe that. I'm not going to lie to you. I would kind of believe that because I don't think that they thought this game was going to have the level of success that it did on PC. Because the game, even though the game did okay on PlayStation, it exponentially exploded on PC. It's not even close. It is not even fucking close. Exponentially exploded. Right? I would argue that probably like 70 to 80% of the players are on PC. So that level of success they weren't ready for, and I gotta imagine they probably didn't have a roadmap that was as filled out, I guess you could say, in order to support this level of players and keep them interested for a long time. I kind of believe that. Summing things up, go look for yourself if you need details. By my own personal point of view, probably some ship upgrades may happen. Overall, not confirmed and or disclosed. Everything else is not a priority. Everyone at Arrowhead is working real hard. Basically, nothing happens. We no longer play, supporting, caring what they will cook. Yeah, you're still playing. You're still going to be playing. All right, let's see. What else? Anything else? I'm glad Stop Killing Games exists. New Warbond. Is it out? Yeah, we can't make that. Why do people hate the Warbond system? Oh, shit. You're not a community anymore. You're just spoiled. Oh, here we go. This is going to be good. We'll end this segment with this. All right, let's see. I'm terribly ashamed of what's happening on various platforms right now. I've already created one thread that cautiously points out the problem, but I feel like people don't understand. Everyone is too eager for this war, too eager to invent an imaginary enemy, too eager to reinforce their opinions at any cost. To call any player who disagrees with a glaze diver. Is that a word? A glaze diver? Yo, that's actually pretty funny. A glaze diver? Why didn't I think of that? A glaze diver, a troll, or an idiot. It's a toxic swamp. I bet all of my Steam points, all his Steam points, guys, all of them, all his Steam points, that 70% of people who read the next headline won't read it to the end and will immediately go write an angry comment. But sometimes getting kicked in the stomach is a real wake-up call. You're not a community anymore. You're a bunch of overfed kids. Don't like the game? Drop it. If you're so radical, if you dislike everything so much, show the developers the drop online and they'll listen. I actually agree with this, by the way. I agree with this. The best way to make live service developers listen to you is to stop fucking paying it. Stop fucking paying for this shit. Stop fucking paying for this shit. Stop supporting them in a way that is tangible for them to take advantage of. Just drop the fucking game like I did. Straight up. Drop the fucking game. Show developers a drop online and they'll listen. If you see that, your cries aren't helping anyone. Organize a boycott if you so desire. But stop whining. What used to be criticism and discussion threads in 90% of the cases turns into an unreadable toxic swamp where everyone is trying to blame everyone else. It's so funny because he's kind of doing the same thing here. Want to criticize the game? Do it. It's important and necessary, but do it well. Analyze who is this guy, bro? Bro, I feel like this guy's a disappointed dad right now. Do it, but do it well. Analyze the problems. Listen to other people's opinions. Don't be children who only see themselves. Creating imaginary camps, right and wrong, and imaginary enemies. Good will work both ways. Sony's watching. The moment they decide that Arrowhead management can no longer cope because of your empty, unnecessary, idiotic cries and boycotts, they will find a way to replace them or force them. You want Helldivers 2 to turn into Destiny 2? Let me remind you, this IP is in Sony's hands. This game could die because of your reckless actions, you spoiled brats. Damn, Dad. Damn, Dad. Fuck, relax, brother. /UPD, yes, it's literally the same topic I created earlier, but I'm a bit mad now. Community should hear. Update 2, some of them are so angry and pissy, I don't even want to unconvince them anymore. Their notions about the existence of certain sides here, and they are very fascinating. They cling to their illusions and opinions so tightly for them, it only became the only thing that matters. The game will disappear, the world will burn to the ground, and they'll still be arguing that Coyote deals 5 less damage because of those imaginary glaze divers. Fuck me. The longer it goes, the entertaining they become. Absolute fucking cinema. Bro, this guy's a vigilante. This guy is a straight up vigilante. He said, I'm going to go after the entire Helldivers community. Dude, I feel disappointed in myself, and I don't even play the game anymore. This man made me feel like I did something wrong. Jesus Christ, man. I'll tell you what, though. He's not wrong, though. He's not wrong. He's coming off a little bit, dad mode, but he's not wrong. You could tell this guy must have like 20 kids, bro. Bro, never heard of Concord being killed by Sony and not the community, and it shows. You're not going to convince anyone posting like that to change their ways. Go take a walk. Well, that's true. Unfortunately, that's true. The internet is not it's not really ready for serious conversations. It never was. Now more than ever, unfortunately, with social media, serious conversations are nearly impossible. Right? You're only going to have a serious conversation amongst your little groups, whatever that may be. But the moment you try to reach out to the vast internet or whatever, like in this case, the Helldivers 2 community, you're just going to be met with a lot of retards. That's really it. And you know what? But the thing is, with these posts, if you can change one mind, or if you could at least have one person listen, maybe it's worth it, right? Maybe it's worth it. But ultimately, it's just fucking insanity. It always is half the time. So anyway, it's very clear that there is a lot of drama going on in the Helldivers 2 community. Not that that's very shocking, considering that this community just seems extremely drama-driven anyway. Hopefully, they can figure out... let's take a break. What's this? Let's take a little break. Summer holidays are coming soon, and we should enjoy them peacefully and slow things down. Let's not try to become hardcore gamers. Don't let your peace be disturbed. When anger takes over, it's not good for yourself. Enjoy your holidays. Let the war bonds come out and come back later. All right, I'll start. I'm uninstalling the game for the month. You're not doing that shit, bro. Your fucking profile picture. Brother, you live and breathe Helldivers. You're not doing it. Yeah, I think that the Helldivers 2 community has been riddled with drama for a long time, right? A long time. And I don't know if there really is a way to fix it, to be honest with you. I think that they really should be focusing on making the game fun as possible. Take one weapon at a time, right? Take one weapon at a time. And then after you just take one weapon at a time and fix that. Okay? Take one weapon at a time, fix it, and make it fun. And then keep doing that until all the weapons are where they should be. If you do that, people will start having fun again. Stop nerfing shit unnecessarily, right? Nobody's saying you can't like balance the game, but I'm just saying you should make it fun, right? You should make it fun. So I don't know, man. It's interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. All right, boys. Well, that's it for Helldivers. R.I.P. R.I.P. Joker says, I have to ask, what is the point of nerfing weapons in a non-competitive game? There really is no point. I mean, there is, right? So, like, you don't want the content to be broken. You don't want the content to be in a situation where it's trivialized because of, like, an OP weapon. So I can understand, like, having to nerf that. I get that. But if you have a bunch of unusable weapons or weapons that the players deem are useless, then you should be working on those weapons. You should be buffing those weapons, not nerfing other weapons. Buff those weapons and bring them up to par, and then you can balance all of them after you have them all up to par. But they rather nerf the overpowered weapon and make everything else stay boring. Maybe it's just a time thing. I don't know. Maybe they don't have time. I have no idea. But if you don't have time, what are you doing? Can we go to Sony slander hour now? Sony slander hour is funny. Yeah, let's talk about that. We do got to talk about the PlayStation DRM. Let's cover that. Let me catch up on supers, and then we're going to cover that. Where are we at, man? We got Benjamin with a 5. STS2 was the Chinese audience only. Oh, Slated Slide 2. Yeah, downvoting. I wouldn't say only, but I would say majority, yes. For Helldivers, consider looking for his AMA, literal different person from the 2024 days. Yeah, I mean, we did that. But yeah, I'm not saying it's Chinese that are like angry at this game. I understand that that was the majority in Slay the Spire 2. But the point is, there are other video games that are not Chinese majority that are like the moment they get balanced, everybody loses their fucking mind. Like, why are you nerfing my favorite thing? I don't know, man. This is crazy. I think if you nerf too much, it does get annoying, right? Because people are like, what the fuck? Everything I find fun, you guys nerf. You know, so it gets annoying after a while. You should balance it out. No pun intended. If you're going to nerf something, buff something. You know what I'm saying? Try to balance it out. Speedy Cake with a 10. Hashtag Koala. Let's go. I'd much prefer the devs to balance enemies over gear and add some gear to the base game rather than through war bonds like they did at the beginning through main orders. Well, I mean, they decided to do war bonds for whatever that reason may be. I don't know. But thank you so much, Speedy Cake, for the 10 banger for Koala. I appreciate that. All right, boys. Let's check Rumble. We got Torinol with a 2. Says Helldivers is PVD, player versus developer. The only way this ends is in tears. That's fair. That's fair. It sure does seem that way. It sure does seem that way. All right, guys. We need to go over. Hold on. Where is it at? We need to go over this PlayStation DRM debacle. We need to go over the PlayStation DRM debacle, boy. We got so much to go over. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, let's go over this. So this one's a bit confusing. Okay, it's a bit confusing because there is stories like everywhere about this shit. All right, and they're conflicting, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean right now. Let me bring up the pictures, and then we'll go over it. Okay, so the situation with the PlayStation DRM thing, I didn't report on it initially because I still don't know what's going on necessarily. Now, they initially had someone come out and say, some sort of insider that conveniently came out immediately after this entire situation went down, where people discovered the 30-day timer that applies to all new purchases, that apparently games that are purchased digitally after March 2026 apparently were unplayable unless you connected to the internet within 30 days, essentially. Whatever. Anyway, so somebody decided to reach out to the PlayStation support, which I never suggest doing this because they're going to give you an automated response that may or may not be legit, right? It may or may not be legit. I wouldn't necessarily do this if I were you, because a lot of the times when you do this, they're going to give you an answer. The automated system is going to give you an answer that may not necessarily be true, right? So it says, thank you for your interest on the 30-day timer that is being applied to all new purchases. This is the automated response, by the way, just so you're aware. The affected content games purchased digitally after the March 2026 update. Offline functionality. If the console does not connect to the internet within 30 days, the license will expire and the game may refuse to launch until a connection is restored, which is where a lot of people are having a problem with, okay? Primary console restriction. Setting a console as primary does not bypass this 30-day requirement. Okay. The 30 days is a valid period and is not a sign of an account restriction or anything like that. All right. So that's what the automated response said. And people were passing this around as, oh, this is confirmation PlayStation's fucking us, which, listen, I'm all for PlayStation slander, but we got to be a little fair here. So then somebody decided to reach out to an actual person. Now, by actual person, we don't know if it's actually a person, right? Because they could say they're a person, but then all of a sudden you find out, oh, it's an AI. Or worse, it's like somebody in a foreign country, right? Whatever. Anyway. So somebody reached out to an actual assistant. And it says, does my game have a 30-day limit if I do not connect online and not using online sharing. Okay. PlayStation Online Assistant says if you purchase the game and are not using online sharing, you will not be subject to the 30-day limit. You can access and play your game without any restrictions, even if you do not connect online. If you have any more questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask me. Now, see, the problem, what the fuck is this summoning of a demon here, bro? Hold on. There you go. The problem with that is I don't know which way it's gonna go, because the issue is that when this first happened, we had an insider come out almost immediately as if it was like damage control, and they were like, "Oh, that's not true. It's a bug. It's not a feature." You know what I mean? But then, yeah, other people, they were testing it and saying, "No, it actually is legit. Like this is what they fully plan to do." So I don't know who to believe. I don't know who to believe at this point. I think that it's most likely true, because PlayStation. Here's what I'm gonna say, and I'm sorry to the PlayStation fans out there. I really am, but you guys know I've said this many times, so it is what it is. PlayStation is one of the most egregious stores out there in terms of how they want to fuck you as a player. They really are. They have the worst refund policy by far out of every platform that exists. By far, the worst. They don't give a shit, okay? They don't give a shit. The fact that they have that in place and the way that they treat their customers with like dynamic pricing, for example, right? Like the dynamic pricing thing, that's a beautiful way to fuck your most loyal customers, right? Imagine being not logged in and seeing a video game on sale for $5.99, and then you log in and you see it on sale for $15.99. Are you going to feel like the company actually values your loyalty as a PlayStation player or a PlayStation supporter? Realistically, are you going to feel like they value you as no? Of course not. Right? So PlayStation, they're coming up with these strategies, and don't get me wrong, I understand dynamic pricing exists in some other markets, right? But Steam don't do that shit, right? I don't think Xbox does that either, to my knowledge. GOG doesn't do that shit. PlayStation's out here doing that shit. It's like, the fuck are you doing? And then the PlayStation fanboys are like, shit, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm like, brother, really? You guys will say anything just to be on this company's side. You can't be a fan of this company and still criticize them? Why not? I do it with Steam all the time. What the fuck? So anyway, so that's what they like between the dynamic pricing and between the what do you call it? The refund policy. I got to be real with you. I do believe this to be true. I think that this is absolutely going to be true. Whether it's a bug or whatever, I don't believe that right now. And if it's a bug now, well, guess what? It's going to be a feature at some point. It's only a matter of time. I really do believe that. Yeah, and actually, Gragiscall is right in chat. He says they raised the price of PlayStation 5 and PlayStation Portal in Asia yesterday. They did. That's another thing, too. The constant price raises. But to be fair, all the other companies are doing that, too, because they're assholes, right? They're trying to blame market conditions. We all know that's not true, because there is no market conditions anymore. You got Nintendo suing the U.S. government, trying to get $200 million back from tariff money that they had to spend in order to pay the tariffs. But now they don't have to pay the tariffs, so they think they could get a refund, but then keep their prices high. Ironically, oh gee, why am I not surprised? So I am the king of games for it too. Says Spawnwave YouTube did test DRM in the video, and it's true. Again, I'm not going to say whether or not it's true or not true right now. I'm sure it most likely is. I just haven't seen enough validating information. I'll watch that video later just to check it out. But what I will say is that I genuinely believe it will be true. Whether it's meant to be true now or meant to be true later, it's going to be true at some point. So this like reaching out to PlayStation support and all that stuff, it's kind of pointless, right? For the people that are doing it, you probably shouldn't do that. Don't waste their time, because you're going to end up getting AI responses 9 out of 10 times, you know? But in any case, people have a problem with this. I understand that there have been strategies similar to this in the past. I get that. At the end of the day, man, PlayStation of all companies, they're going to do everything they can to be as anti-consumer to you as possible. At least that's how I see it. If you want to be a fan of PlayStation, there's nothing wrong with that, but you cannot sit here and pretend like they are the best out of everybody. They're not. They're the worst. Between dynamic pricing and all that stuff, it is the worst. But I will say, stop wasting PlayStation support's time. And I don't really think this is going to affect people in a way that's going to make them step away from PlayStation. I really don't. I think people, I agree, Sanguine. I think people are overblowing it to an extent. Not that it's not a serious thing. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is, obviously, it's a serious thing. But I'm saying, like, most of the people complaining, bro, they're probably going to still support PlayStation. And if they're not, then they're going to end up going to PC gaming, most likely. I don't think a PlayStation gamer is going to go to Xbox, personally. You know? Haven't Sony confirmed the DRM in recent hours? Have they? I haven't seen an official statement at all. Have they actually confirmed it? Let me see. PlayStation DRM. I don't think they did. Let me see. No, the story going around is coming from the PlayStation support post. So you got, see, this is the problem. Like, this is the problem I have with some of these accounts online, that they don't, it's just, they just go with whatever's the first thing. I hate when people go with whatever's the first thing, right? So Pirate Nation says PlayStation support has confirmed that a new digital rights management policy for the console is intentional and not a glitch. Again, they're reporting on what the AI said. It's like, that's, and the problem is that these go viral, right? 2 million views, which means now there's 2 million people out there, roughly, that believe that this is now true as an official statement. This is not an official statement. It's the fucking AI, right? It's not an official statement. We got to wait for PlayStation to actually make an official statement for us to know whether or not it. But I will say that with all the backlash that's happening from this and all the drama that's happening from this, they're going to have to say something officially. I'll check PlayStation. Let me see. Let me check PlayStation right now. Did PlayStation say anything? Let's see. Hold on. I'm pretty sure the last thing I saw from PlayStation was them promoting Soros or whatever bullshit. Let's see. Official Sony Interactive, blah, blah, blah. 43 million followers. Jesus Christ. Marathon's out. They have this pinned. Brother, you got this shit pinned and you're losing this many players? Oh my God. Pin something else, bro. Pin something else, bro. You cannot, you can't keep relying on Marathon. Pin something else, brother. Arc Raiders PS5 Pro update arrives tomorrow. Wild Arms 4 is available now as part of blah, blah, blah. To survive Soros, you need to blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see any official statement from them whatsoever. So as of right now, they haven't actually confirmed whether or not this is true. So all we got is that AI statement, and I'm not taking that as an official statement. I'm sorry. So we'll see if they say anything else in the future, but we have nothing right now. So the people that are going online saying it's official, it's not. It's not. Not that I don't think it's not going to be official. Again, I want to reiterate, I do believe that they're going to do this. It's pretty obvious at this point. But in terms of like an official statement, we don't have anything right now. So that's basically it. I just wanted to cover the support and everything from the PlayStation support so that people could see the duality between the two. When you get an AI versus a supposed real person, it just don't stop relying on PlayStation support to give you a fucking confirmation. Wait for the company to tell you. You're going to be disappointed anyways. So it doesn't matter. PlayStation's quiet about it. Insider says they don't want to talk about it soon. Yeah, the whole insider thing, bro, everybody's got an insider now. Everybody's got, you notice that? You notice how everybody online, except for me, because I don't give a fuck about insiders, like everybody online's got an insider now. Every fucking random account between 500 followers and fucking 5 million followers, they all have insiders now. You know what this is called? This is called one massive guessing game. This is called reading the market. Okay? This is called people that are online that are guessing and reading the market and seeing where it's going to go and then claiming they have an insider and then making a guess. And the more often they are right, then they can claim that their insiders are more legit, which gives them validity. That's really what's happening here. I don't believe that every single one of these people have a fucking insider. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. Everybody's got the same. Come on, man. Yeah, my dad works for an expo. Listen, guys, it is not hard to guess where this industry is gonna go. I have successfully predicted, like, probably I would give myself a solid 80%. Okay, a solid 80% of the things that I predicted were going to happen actually happened. Do I have an insider? Fuck no, I don't. I have no insider, okay? That's just me looking at the situation, look from all sides and saying, huh, this looks like this might happen. This is where I think this is going to go. It's not hard. It's not hard. But shit, if I wanted to, bro, I could be like, insider sources claim, and bro, people will eat it up. People will eat it up on social media. I could just be like, my insider has confirmed that the Steam controller was going to be $99.99. And then lo and behold, it's $99.99. I could be like, hey, see? My insider's legit. You know, I'm so tired of that shit, man. I'm so tired of that shit. I really am. Anyway. All right. I'm the insider. Oh, yeah. I'm the insider. I'm the insider. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Scrap Gamer says, have you looked into that localizer story? Because looking into it, there might be hints of stolen valor. Which one? There's a couple of localizer stories going right now. I did a video today about the Final Fantasy 14 localizer situation that they're trying to cancel him for using an AI image. I'm working on the localizer video for that video game Yun Yun Syndrome. I'm working on that, but there's a lot to compile with that one. So that's a thing. You really hate PlayStation fans, don't you? No, I don't. I don't hate fans of anything. I hate fanboys. That's the difference. You could be a fan without being a fanboy. And it's pretty easy to spot when people transfer over from fan to fanboy. It's pretty easy. Like, for example, the best way to spot when somebody transfers over or is about to transfer over from fan to fanboy is when they constantly accuse other people of hating things they never said they hated. You know? That's when you see the potential of transferring over from fan to fanboy. You know, it's crazy shit. You got an insider in Uranus. Nice. Let me know how that goes. Tire King says, I despise fandom. True. What about a fangirl? Nah, fuck him. Wait, no, don't do that. Anyway, all right, boys. Listen, what do we got? Super chats, and then we'll cover the Mass Effect story. I'm not going to let that one go. We got to cover the Mass Effect story. I don't care if I'm late today. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll just figure it out. Did I just call you a fanboy? No. Dan. I would never, sir. I would never call you a fanboy. I love you, Dan. Shout out to Dan. Miss Kurakami says mixed signals. Oh shit. All right, let's keep going. Where are we at? We got where are we at? What's the last one I read? Oh, this one, right? Yeah, this one. Okay. Camp you with a 5. Hashtag koala. I used to play due to nerfing too many weapons as goes to over buff the enemies that spawn 10 times faster than the stratagems and ragdoll you a lot. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was playing Helldivers, there was some fucking really difficult levels. And that's before they added all the extra shit that I'm sure is a lot more difficult for sure. Seriot says there's no way Coach is getting fired. Who said he's getting fired? I don't think anybody says he's getting fired. Monkey Man with a 2 girlfriend. Monday. Hashtag Monday is my waifu. Stop lying, bro. Stop lying. King of Games for a 2. Spawnwave YouTube did a oh yeah, I read this one. Test DRM is true. Yeah, I gotta look into that. Thank you for letting me know about that. I'll check it out. Camchi with a 2. Also, community manager, the a-hole was controller. Was what? Controller? Female? I don't know what you mean by that. Benjamin with a 2. Thought Smash was your insider? Nope. Never was. Never will be. DJ, 13 months. Koala, I don't even know who that is, but if it's in the waifu battle, they are winning. Fuck the chat. Well, let me show you. Let me remind people what the vote is for today. So the vote today, right now, is we got hashtag Hina. Let me take the chat down. Thank you, DJ. 13 months, long ass time, bro. Hashtag Hina versus hashtag Koala. That's the 2 One Piece waifus that are battling in the tournament today. And whoever wins is going to move on to the next battle. So make sure you guys use hashtag name in your super chats at the beginning so that it can count for whichever waifu you are voting for. And we'll decide the winner in a little bit. All right, boys, let's talk about Mass Effect. You guys ready for this story? This is a good one. This is a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about this shit, man. Mass Effect Andromeda actor decided to the pictures are awful. Well, the pictures are awful because they're actually pulled from the show instead of being AI goon material. Again, you're not voting for who you want to fuck. You're voting for who you want to win. There's a difference. There's a difference. Old man Cass says check gifted games. All right, let me do that. Let me do that first. Let me do that first. Hold on. Let me do that first. And let's see from there. Hold on. What do we got? Gifted games. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? All right, so gifted games. Hey, really quick, I want to give a shout out to Ali Kusanagi, by the way. Shout out to Ali Kusanagi for gifting Ninja Turtles. I saw that the other day. I accepted it off stream. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Karam says, hi, Hypno. I saw it's on your wish list, and I really dig this roguelite. I hope you can check it out in the future if you have spare time. And he gifted Cinderia. Thank you, Karam. I appreciate that, man. A fast, brutal action roguelite with razor-sharp controls and insane build freedom. Yeah, I remember wishlisting this after I saw it. I think I saw it like in, I don't know, some kind of like indie showcase or something like that. But it looked pretty cool. So thank you, Karam. I appreciate that. Let me set that really quick. Fucking Mr. Rouge, man.
Holy shit.
Bro. Among Us? Mr. Rouge? Really? Really? Oh my God, Mr. Rouge, bro. Felt it. Not really sure, but I don't think this is the same edition that you played on SNH. You think? You think? I don't think it's the same one either, sir. Among Us. Yeah, I don't think it's the same one either. I'll accept it. You crazy bastard. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Holy fuck, man. We're not even at tier 1 and we're getting felted already. Looks like your kind of game. Yeah, if it was like maybe Among Latina Ass, then that would make sense. That thumbnail's tough, though. It is tough, though. It is. Yeah, the thumbnail's definitely a good one. Oh, no, I got another gifted game. Fuck. I got another gifted game. What the fuck is this, bro? You better not be sending me no Fuda shit. I'm not accepting it. We got a gift from Nep. Fida Puti Samurai. What the fuck is this, bro? Bro, this is a Gooner game? I don't accept Gooner games. I don't accept. Are you new here? I don't accept Gooner games, brother. What the fuck is this? A retro FPS virtual happy place? Jeopardized with a naughty bug? Traverse this action-oriented roguelike, blasting waifus to uncover dirty secrets on a personal computer. This shit sounds like a Fuda game, brother. Nep. I'm sorry, brother. You gay as fuck, boy. I'm going to have to decline. I appreciate that, though. You're a legend. You're a legend. You got to play it. Nope. No, I don't. No, I don't. What's this? Dragon. Oh, dude. Dude, Dragon Defender. You didn't have to do that, brother. Oh, my God. Chad can buy you all the other DLC. I'm not made of money. Bro, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. Damn, man. Conan Exiles, Isle of Sipta. I'm actually super excited about this. I'm waiting for the update to drop, and then I'm going to start playing the game. You guys convinced me. You guys convinced me the other day. When I saw the trailer, I was actually convinced to check the game out. So once that update drops, I'm going to start playing the game. Maybe I'll make a Bigot Army guild or something. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're going to do it. Conan Exiles, Isles of Sipta, man. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that, Dragon Defender. Again, you didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Holy shit, you guys are insane. Speaking of insane, Jesus Christ, DJ with $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger says T-Jap is gay.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
All right, this is the last one. This is the last one.
I Hypnotic, cha-cha-cha, hypno, yeah, big strong beefy man. He's got that pussy ready to pop. This man said perfection, brother. You gay as hell, boy. You're gay as hell. This man gay as hell. Tell you what, just like this.
Try to relax your anus.
And there's a little bit of a...
Your shoulders.
He gay as hell.
Shout out to DJ. Thank you so much, man. I like the comments from people that never saw that clip. They're like, what the fuck is this? Listen, man, it is what it is, brother. It is what it is. I just realized DJ dropped that $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger, and he didn't even add it to any waifu, man. Fucking hell. Fuck. K-Styles with $10.18. What a random number. Hashtag Hina. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, K-Styles. Hina got a vote. That's amazing. That is amazing. Holy shit. Look at this. What a clown. Who's a clown? Me or Alex? Or is it both? Is it both? Who knows? Let's check Rumble really quick. Rumble, we got something? Where we at, Rumble? Let's see. Where we at? Everybody in Rumble's cheering on, by the way, that I played the banana clip, so they're thanking you, DJ. DJ says, wait, we're doing a waifu battle now? Yes, the One Piece waifu battle tournament that I'm doing a One Piece waifu battle tournament. So every time someone wins, they move on to the next round. I'll show you the bracket if you haven't seen it. Let me show you really quick. So the bracket, it happens throughout the entire stream to give people the opportunity to have their waifu win. They may not necessarily be around for either the end of the stream or the beginning of the stream. So I do it all stream long, only for the tournament. Regular waifu battles are at the end. But right now, this is where we're at. So we got Hina. We got Hina and Koala going at it right now. And then tomorrow we got Uta and Nefertari Vivi going at it. And then after that, we're going to start the next round, which will have Raiju Vinsmoke going against Perona, and then Yamato going against Nico Robin. And then we'll have Nami versus Ulti, and then whoever wins here. So, and then after that, we'll keep going, obviously, until the very end. It's fun, man. It's fun. You just got to start whatever super chat off with hashtag name, and it'll be counted to whoever is in the battle. All right, guys. Wait, what? Deadeye's Lock with a 2. Hashtag Koala can't cuff Hina because she cups smoker. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Appreciate that, brother. All right, let's figure out what we got going on here with the Mass Effect. Are we ready? Are we fully caught up? Thank you guys for the support. Shout out to DJ and everybody else for getting us over tier 1. Toxin says Hypno copy new Blackstreet now with all day votes. Just kidding, LOL. Well, I know you're just kidding, but I'm going to just say this respectfully, okay? Considering the amount of people that have ungodly copied me, like every time I try to come out with something different, fun, and special, within a week, I have somebody on YouTube copying me. Whether it's the fucking terms I use, whether it's the fact, the clips, the kind of clips that it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. So at this point, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And if people want to copy me, it is what it is. It is what it is. But the ungodly amount of shit that I see people copy from me on a daily basis is absolutely hilarious. So it's all good. It just is what it is. Is there a white Hypnotic? Yes. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Holy fuck. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. DJ with another $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger. Oh my God. And this time he voted for Koala, of course.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around
You know, I even wanted to like rename my tiers because people like I came up with tier 1, tier 2 3 years ago. Or is it almost 3 years ago at this point? Maybe 2.5 years ago. I don't remember. But I did the. Now, I'm not saying nobody ever did that before. I'm just saying, me personally, that's just what I thought up. I thought up tier 1, and then when we did tier 1, we came up with tier 2 with the ears and everything. And then suddenly everybody's got tier 1 and tier 2. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm about to come up with a new name. I'm tired of everybody calling it tier 1 and tier 2 and shit. Like, nobody came up with that shit beforehand. Anyway, you know, so I'm gonna come up with a new name at some point. It's only a matter of time. But then whatever that name is, that's probably gonna get copied, unless I make it specific, right? Unless I make it like, I don't know, hypnosis level 1. Hypnosis level 1. You know what I'm saying? Tears was a Twitch sub thing. See, I didn't even know that because I don't watch Twitch. I didn't even know that. There you go. Tier uno. Oh shit. Tier uno. Tier dos. Yes. Yes. Make it a spic thing. Absolutely. Again, I don't care, man. Let people do what they want to do. I wish everybody nothing but success, but I can't be like that. I can't have. I hate the feeling of having something that everybody else is just doing. I hate that. Like I always try to separate. I try to separate as much as humanly possible, within reason, right? Because you can only separate so much. Tier Coquito. Oh shit. Tier Coquito. Absolutely, Tier Coquito. Yes. Yes, that's a thing. That's a thing. We could reach tier Coquito. I don't know if it'll make that tier 1 or tier 2. Oh shit, tier 1. Wait, I figured it out right now. DJ, hold on, relax. Hold on. Ready? You guys ready for this? Tier 1 will now be tier Coquito. Yes, I don't drink, but I still know what Coquito is. And tier 2, you guys ready for this? Tier 2 is going to be tier Pasteles. Let's go. Let's go, Pasteles. Tier 1 is Coquito. Tier 2, Pasteles. Oh, my God. Do I smoke? No, I don't smoke. I don't smoke and I don't drink. I want to go down naturally. You understand? I want to die naturally. But now you have to drink on tier 1? Nah. I'm good. I'm not going to drink on tier 1. I'm good. No drinking for me. Anyway, DJ, $100 Red Boy says hashtag koala because he and his weebs are weak like T-Jab. God damn. This T-Jab hate is crazy, man. We love T-Jab here. What are we doing? What are we doing? But it's fine. We're going to throw up some we're going to throw up a clip for DJ. What do we got? Oh, DJ's second favorite clip next to the banana.
All right, boys, we got another Red Boy Hyper Banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to DJ. $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger. I appreciate that, man. Holy shit. We're very close to tier 2 now because of DJ. Thank you so much. Thank you. Limitless Andre they say people with no vices are crazy. I mean, I am crazy, yes, absolutely. But no, I have vices. Video games are really like that's my vice. Video games, reading manga, just hanging out with family and stuff. I feel like, you know, I'm simple. When you get older, you get real simple. You get tired of all the extra bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's pretty simple, man. You don't need something harmful necessarily for it to be a vice. I guess. I don't know. Hypno's crazy. Yeah, I know. So no stress in life. Of course, everybody. I've got stress every day, brother. I got stress every day. Of course, I got stress. Everybody got fucking stress, bro. Everybody got stress. Yo, dual shot. Look at that. Look at these legends rating us right now. Look at these legends rating us right now. Hail to the Raiders. Hail to the Raiders. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Love those guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Make sure you guys go subscribe to their channel. Mods, if you can drop the link to the Dualies channel, that would be greatly appreciated. They rated us. I appreciate that very much. Hail to the Raiders. All right, boys, let's talk about Mass Effect, man. We are so far behind on time today. Holy shit. We're going the long haul today. We're going the long haul today, man. We got stamina today, boys. Who? The Dualies. Hold my DualShock. You got to go subscribe to their channel. I think you'll enjoy their content. All right, here we go, boys. Ready for this? I think we're caught up on all supers. Yes, we are. Even on Rumble? Yes, we are. Kurakami says his vices are gaming at work. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. All right, boys. God damn it. Jesus Christ, DJ, you didn't put a hashtag. You didn't put a hashtag, but you made sure you try to fell TJAP, because of course you do it. Of course you would. DJ, another $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger for Koala again. And TJAP is terrible. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. The TJAP slander is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is almost a full season 3 trust fund bar. Holy shit, man. That's insane. Shout out to DJ, who's going absolutely insane in the chat. Thank you so much for the $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger, saying Koala again and TJAP is terrible. Listen, man, the TJAP slander is unnecessary. It's unnecessary, man. TJAP in his forearms with Sonya are beating up red demons in the intro, man. Ironically, Red Boy, red demons. But still, all right, I don't know what clip to play. I don't know what clip to play at this point. You know what? I know what clip I'm not playing, and that's Asians.
All right, boys, we have another Red Boy Hyper Banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to DJ. Holy fuck, man. And then, God, Jesus, man. Jesus, he did it again. What the fuck? Brother, you don't got to go this hard, in all seriousness, man. You don't got to go this hard. DJ with $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger again for hashtag Koala. And TJAP is still terrible. And then says, better? Yes, better. This one counted. This one counted. What the fuck, man? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, That's insane. That's insane, man. Shout out to DJ with the, what is that, 4th Red Boy Hyperbanger? What the fuck, man? Jesus Christ, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, guys, let's get into the Mass Effect. I want to cover this because it's funny. I want to cover this. Guys, if you did not see what was going on with the Mass Effect Andromeda actor that decided to open his mouth, I don't know why. Why are we still having drama around Mass Effect Andromeda? No pun intended. I don't know why we are having this, but apparently we are having this. It's weird. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. So in any case, a Mass Effect Andromeda actor has decided to say that the game got supposedly a bum rap from the Chuds and was done dirty by a publisher expecting too much from Mass Effect. Wow. Oh, that is greatness, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Wait. So let me get this straight. A publisher was expecting too much from one of the biggest sci-fi trilogies in gaming history. If you can't expect too much from Mass Effect, then what can you expect too much from at this point? Guys, need I remind you? I think I need to remind you, okay, that Mass Effect Andromeda got a lot of hatred for a multitude of different reasons, okay? And a lot of it was very deserved. Do you remember the whole "my face is tired" situation? Do you guys remember that? My face is tired. Let me remind you, okay? Not only is my face is tired, but let me remind you. So apparently we were too harsh on this game. We were too harsh on this thing. Is that like is that a thing? Do you consider, like, how exactly were we too harsh on this game? Considering how this game launched and how long this game was looking like this for a while. Remember how bad the facial animations were? Now, obviously, this is pretty drastic. Okay? This is pretty drastic. But the funny thing is, this actually happened to me. This picture, I remember specifically happening to an NPC that was in my game. I remember this. But obviously, the whole, like, my face is tired thing was a thing. Anyway. So I just want to remind people, when you think about this story and how apparently we were too harsh, it's the Chuds' fault, right? It's all our fault. Was the Chuds even a thing back then? Was anybody even called a fucking Chud back then? Anyway, it's amazing how they're trying to tie modern ideology from today into ideology from yesterday. But anyway, it is what it is. I don't remember being called a Chud back then, but I guess it was the thing, I suppose. So let's talk about it. Their love of hate sealed the deal. Our love of hate, guys. Because, you know, we don't talk about anything positive here. No, that never happens. And that never happens. We talk about nothing positive. We never talk about anything in any positive light whatsoever. The fact that I just beat Mouse PI for hire and highly recommended it and said everybody should go get it immediately. Yeah, that never happened. That never happened, guys. One of my most universally derided hot takes is that Mass Effect Andromeda was great, actually. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. But you are allowed your opinion. A lot of the criticisms levied against it at the time were valid, and it definitely shouldn't have launched in the buggy state that it did. But Andromeda is one of those games where you could almost feel the backlash before it even released. And sure enough, it got mostly middling reviews, though PCG gave it a healthy 80% and an absolute savaging from elements of the audience. See, the thing about this that people leave out of the conversation is that Mass Effect Andromeda had to follow in the footsteps of one of the most disappointing video games of all time in terms of the ending, which was Mass Effect 3, right? Mass Effect 3, when people got their hands on it and they were first playing it, it was amazing. It was great. The problem with Mass Effect 3 is that you don't know just how bad it actually is going to get until you get to the end. And that's when people realize, oh, what the fuck, right? People realize the culmination of an entire trilogy worth of world states, right? You had world states, okay? In Mass Effect, this was a BioWare thing where you had your game saves transfer over so that the story could be a nice continuation so that you can experience the culmination of all three of your, you know, like, it's fine. Like, the world states were a thing. See, the problem with the world states, though, is that when you got to the ending of Mass Effect 3 and you expected all your decisions to mean something, you realized quickly, just what everybody else, that it didn't mean a fucking thing. It didn't mean a fucking thing. All the decisions that you made, all these world states that you went through hell to transfer over from one game to the next, to the next, to the next, like, it meant nothing. Right? And then what you leave out of the equation is that Casey also told us, Casey was the guy who was the director of the Mass Effect series. He told us specifically that the ending was not going to be a simple choose your ending style ending where, you know, he compared it to Deus Ex Machina. He said that it wasn't going to be a Deus Ex Machina style ending of pick your color, and that it literally ended up being a pick your color ending of red, blue, and green. So that immediately was the reason why so many people were fucking pissed, because you said that the choices were going to matter and they didn't. And then you said that the ending was not going to be a pick your color ending, and it ended up literally being a pick your color ending. So you completely lied about everything that this game was going to be. And then you have to times that to like 100, because you have many years of people's investment of time and memories. You have all that investment just to get felted by the very end, right? It's the literal definition of running a race, being in the lead for the entire race, only to lose in last place at the very end. That's kind of what Mass Effect was. Now, don't get it twisted. Mass Effect as a series still is amazing. The lore is amazing. The world building is amazing. Everything up until that point was amazing. And then you get to the end and you get felted and it's over. Right? Like, it literally means like nothing. Like, everything means fucking nothing. Anyway, so here's the thing. So all that history behind it, naturally, when Andromeda is revealed, and Andromeda is revealed to not be a continuation of Shepard's story because of reasons, right? And it completely ignores the secret ending that you get from Mass Effect 3, which Shepard, you know, is alluded to being alive, right? The key word is alluded. We don't know if he actually is or isn't, or she is or isn't, but again, it's alluded to. Come to find out that it's going to take place hundreds of years after, so you get none of your favorite characters. You get no closure of anything. It's all alluded to. It takes place many, like hundreds of years afterwards in a totally different galaxy of Andromeda. So people look at that and they say, well, not only did I get felted by the ending of Mass Effect 3, but now you're coming out with Andromeda after you were hyping up a new Mass Effect game, and none of it is continuation of anything that I liked before. What the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? So people were naturally pretty pissed, right? People were annoyed at the concept of Andromeda, because they were like, you still got so much story to tell here. Why are you abandoning ship? What's going on here? So people were really annoyed, right? So anyway, that's why people had a preconceived negative connotation to Andromeda. But then come to find out, oh shit, that's only the surface level. Then you actually play Andromeda and you realize all the problems that game has. Now people are really pissed. Now they're like, well, you tried to sell us on this fucking game. You tried to sell us on the idea of leaving the original Mass Effect universe and going hundreds of years into whatever. Like, you sell us the idea, not successfully, but still, you sell us the idea, and then we get the game and it's a piece of shit. Brother, what are we doing? But anyway, so the journalist says, but I loved it, and the whole setup of being space pioneers trying to establish a foothold for humanity in an unknown corner of the cosmos just worked for me. It quickly became clear, however, that Andromeda was not going to kick off its own Mass Effect trilogy or even get its mooted single-player DLC before BioWare ended support for the title. Andromeda's protagonist, Ryder, was customizable like Commander Shepard and could be played as male or female. Voice actor Tom Taylorson played the male Ryder and has given a new interview to fan site We Are Mass Effect, in which he bemoans the game's critical and commercial response and gives publisher EA a bit of a kicking. Again, why is it, like, I don't mean to defend EA. That's the last thing that I want to do. I don't want to defend EA, but I kind of have to here. Why is it exactly a bad thing for EA to look at one of their most successful titles ever, especially in terms of lineage, overall player like support? Mass Effect is a huge franchise. Why would it be insane for EA to expect the world from Mass Effect? Why would that be insane to even... How could you say they're expecting too much from Mass Effect? It's Mass Effect, bro. If anything, BioWare is the one that fucked it up realistically. Now you could say, well, it's because of EA's deadlines or whatever. Listen, they all had something to play in the failure of Mass Effect. They all had something to play in that terrible ending. But to be fair, BioWare took credit for that terrible ending. Casey specifically said, and I remember this verbatim. I can't find it because it's old. I'm sure if I look in the history of magazines, I'm sure I'll find it. But Casey specifically stated that the ending of Mass Effect was not going to originally change. That was before they came out with the DLC. They said it was not going to change because this was their artistic vision, and they didn't want to compromise that or change that just because of online backlash. That's what they said. That's what he said anyway. That's what Casey said. That's what he specifically stated, that this was BioWare's artistic vision, and they were not going to change it initially. And then what they did was they ended up coming out with the DLC that expanded on it, supposedly. But it really didn't expand on anything. It didn't make anything better, to be fair. So anyway, so I kind of have to blame BioWare for that because, again, the director specifically stated that that was their vision. What we got was supposedly their vision. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what he said. So anyway, he says, I think like many, the game got a bum rap. It was done dirty by a publisher expecting too much from it, not being fully cooked, forced out the door too early, forced to use corporate's new shiny engine when many of the team didn't know how to work with it, and it was not suited to the storytelling part of the game. To be fair, there is probably some truth to that, considering how buggy the game was. It's very clear that the developers were not, they didn't know what they were doing, right? They clearly, like, the game was super buggy. You guys saw the picture. There's plenty of pictures like that. If you look up Mass Effect Andromeda face glitches, you're going to be inundated with pictures of all kinds showing just how bad it was. Now, Andromeda was developed on the Frostbite engine, which was the case for the vast majority of EA games in this era. The OG trilogy was developed on Unreal Engine. BioWare did have some familiarity with this tool set and built several games using it, but Andromeda's development was a troubled time, and Frostbite was a big part of it. On top of that, this fucking shit. On top of that, it was released to a very toxic atmosphere online and elsewhere in the gaming space. Toxic, right? It's so toxic to be angry at what EA and BioWare did to a beloved franchise. Do you guys, like, do these journalists not realize that toxicity comes from a place of passion? Do they not realize that most of the time? Do they not realize that? People are only going to get angry over something that they actually gave a fuck about. If somebody doesn't give a fuck about your IP, your franchise, your video game, your anything, then you're going to get zero reaction, which is even worse. You're going to get apathy, which you don't want, right? People, if somebody actually cares about something, then that is going to be coming from a place of passion. It could have turned toxic. It could have turned negative, but then you have to ask the question, why did it turn negative? Why did it turn toxic? You know what I'm saying? There has to be a reason for that. Otherwise, nobody's going to care. So when people, the reason why people are pissed at Mass Effect 3 to this day still, and the reason why people were pissed at the concept of Andromeda is because people were heavily invested emotionally and just in general in Mass Effect as a franchise. And so the moment that shit hit the fan the way that it did, naturally people are going to have a reaction like that because it came from a place of passion. It's the same thing that's happening right now with long-term series that are getting co-opted by psychopaths and are being changed on a daily basis. They're going to call it toxicity. I'm going to call it passion. Passion that is then turned negative because somebody somewhere fucked up. Even though you don't want to admit that, that's what it is. So they try to call it toxicity because, well, I mean, it is what it is, right? It quickly became punching bag of the week for online chuds for views and clicks. Guys, Andromeda came out. Again, when did Andromeda come out? Let's see. Mass Effect Andromeda was released in 2017, ladies and gentlemen. Again, in 2017, the whole like online chuds, rage bait, all that shit. Brother, that shit was not even going down half the time. Like, sure, there were some videos out there that were covering this stuff in that manner, but it's nowhere near the same as it is today. Not even fucking close. So you're trying to apply modern day logic right now to what that was back then. Bro, even the original Gamergate was fairly over for the most part. Now, obviously, people say Gamergate never ended, and I get that. I totally get where you're coming from. But from the mainstream perspective, that wasn't even happening back then. All right? Like, calling somebody a chud, that's more of like a 2022 thing. You know, like after COVID, you know, that's really when that was. Like nobody was being called a chud in 2017. Nobody was being called a fucking chud. Not in the same way that this person is using it now. But anyway, so apparently it was all for views and clicks. So that's it. People, by the way, this is PC Gamer writing this. This is PC Gamer writing this, okay? PC Gamer writing this. I find this to be so fucking hilarious. These journalists talking about views and clicks. Brother, you guys write the most ridiculous things specifically only for views and clicks. Literally. You got Kotaku sexualizing Nintendo characters once a week just because they know it's going to piss people off. What the fuck are you talking about? You guys project all the time. All the time you guys project. You're like, oh, you guys only do this for views and clicks. I'm going to need you to stop projecting because we know that's what you do. Okay? We know that's all you do. You guys survive on rage bait clicks. If it wasn't for that, you would have no impressions and you'd be felted. You'd be gone. You'd be literally gone. Actually, most of you are gone, ironically. So there you go. Their love of hate sealed the deal. What saddens me is that this would not be the last time I was in a project doomed by online haters picking a game for punching bag of the week. I also worked on High Guard. Oh, so he's still emotional from High Guard. Oh, this shit makes sense now. Makes sense. Cue the sad music. He's still upset about High Guard. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So you're upset over High Guard, and that somehow brought up past emotions about Mass Effect Andromeda? Brother, you cannot compare Mass Effect Andromeda to fucking High Guard. What are we doing? This all makes sense now. This all makes sense. High Guard was so bad for this man that he was like, damn, man, this reminds me of when I got felted on Andromeda in 2017. They must be the same exact chuds. Wait, so you've been getting felted by the same exact chuds for almost a decade now or whatever? Really, bro? Really, bro? For 9 years, you've been getting felted by the same chuds? Damn, the chuds are good at this then. They've been at it for a long time. Holy shit. Andromeda was planned to have post-launch DLC, though in reality, BioWare Montreal spent most of the first few months after release firefighting the game's many technical issues, and obviously the larger intention was this to kick off a new Mass Effect saga. Yeah, well, that didn't happen. You guys couldn't even kick off your own game, let alone fucking a whole new trilogy. Listen, man, what happened to Mass Effect Andromeda was a culmination of their own doing. Whether you want to blame EA or you want to blame fucking BioWare, or you want to blame whoever, they're the ones who did it. Okay? You guys are the ones that released a terrible game. You guys are the ones that released the broken game. You guys are the ones that decided to ruin the Mass Effect 3 ending. You guys were the one that decided to lie to players before they got their hands on Mass Effect 3 and tell them that it's not going to be this, this, and this, and that it ends up literally being this, this, and this, and then you're sitting there like, why are people so angry? They're angry because you fucking lied to them. And then after lying to them, you gave them another game that nobody wanted, and the game was broken. So then the people who even gave it a chance, like my dumbass, who gave it a chance, it ended up being so fucking broken that people checked out. I checked out of Andromeda. I don't give a shit. I checked out of Andromeda. I didn't care. So I hate that they keep passing the blame off to the fucking chuds, bro. You guys make us sound like we're Voldemort. Like we have all the power in the world. I mean, we got some power, but not all the power in the world. Jesus Christ, man, take some accountability for yourselves. You guys ruined yourselves. You ruined yourself. That's what it is, man. So anyway, that's so funny, man. I didn't realize High Guard was the reason why this guy brought this up, man. That's how bad High Guard was for these people. That's how emotionally draining it was for these people. Holy shit, that is so funny to me. Anyway. Let me catch up on supers, man. We got Speedy Cake with a 10, hashtag koala. Honestly, FP Samurai isn't that bad. It has built-in SFW mode. And I think the same people that made Mullet Mad Jack made it. Well, sounded a bit Fuda-ish to me. No offense to the person who donated to me. I love you. I appreciate the sentiment. I really do. But I try to keep it gooner free. I appreciate it. Speedy Cake. Plus, I just don't like the idea of people wasting money on games that I'm literally never going to play. You know? Speedy Cake with a 5. Also, I stopped playing Andromeda after the game bugged out and hard locked me from going further during a mission where I had to get through an energy wall. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. DJ with a $50 mega banger for hashtag koala because people like Yamato is poor. What the fuck? Bro, T-Jab's still gay. Weebs love Big Paizuri and they are damaged. Bro. He's out here calling Yamato poor and T-Jab gay. What the fuck are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Thank you, DJ. I appreciate that. Oh, man. Yeah, High Guard is out here collecting bodies, boys. Bodies, man. All right, listen. Let's teacher Kotick with $1. Hypno, it just means you have good ideas. People copy others who have good ideas. Yeah, it is. Again, it is what it is, man. At first it's annoying, right? At first it's annoying because I really try to be as original as possible, like within the realm of possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be wholly original. It's very difficult in today's world. But I try to be as original as possible. I try to come up with as interesting of ideas as possible. Right? How can I engage the chat? How can I have people have fun? You know what I'm saying? Like I try to come up with ideas. So at first, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was annoying to me when people would copy me all the time. Really, really annoying. But then I kind of just got over it. You know, realistically, I got over it and I realized, you know what? It is what it is. I just got to keep innovating. That's it. I got to keep innovating and keep these people on their toes. You know, keep them on their toes, man. We got. Let me see. Hold on. I mean, Deadeye's Lock with it too. Hashtag Hina. I'm still Team Koala. So why are you voting Hina then? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? We got Janarthis with a 5. Says, I wonder what they would say about Korra not swinging that way for a female writer. Oh, I'm sure they'd probably be a little bit upset, to be honest with you. I'm sure. But this all kind of brings up the conversation about what they're going to do with the next Mass Effect, right? I'm very curious what they're going to do. That game is going to be culturally significant, in my opinion, for a multitude of reasons. Not that it's going to be so good that it's going to be culturally significant. It can go either way. It could go that way, or it could go that it's so bad that was the death of BioWare. That we saw a studio that somehow continues to get saved on after every failure of a project. BioWare has been failing for over 10 years. Do you realize that? BioWare has been literally failing for over 10 fucking years. They've been making little to no money, losing money every year for over 10 years. And they're still alive because EA is subsidizing them. Isn't that insane? So this has to be it, bro. Like if Mass Effect does not slap when it comes out, BioWare needs to die. They need to die flat out. Like just put them out of their misery. Is BioWare and government assistance? I'm sure they were up until 2024. I'm sure they were. Now they're on EA assistance, or technically Saudi assistance now. I'm sure that the Saudis will probably close BioWare if Mass Effect is not successful by the time it comes out. I'm sure. It will fail, calling it now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't want a Mass Effect game to fail. I want a good Mass Effect game, which is why we have Osiris and what the fuck's the other one? Exodus. Like we have two very interesting prospects coming out. We'll see how they play out. All right, boys, listen, let's bring up the waifus really quick, man. We got to decide a winner right now. This is it. Final chance, final song. This is it, boys. Hina or Koala, make your votes known. You only got like 2 minutes. Make your votes known. We're going to figure out who's advancing to the next round, man. And then tomorrow, we got the last battle of this particular bracket before we move on to the next bracket. So who's going to win? Hina, Koala? You let me know, man. Koala's got a massive lead right now. Obviously because of DJ and other people are voting Koala too. But it's still anybody's game. You never know how this can go, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, Mr. Rouge, I just saw what you did on Steam. What the fuck? Oh my God, brother. Brother, Mr. Rouge, what are you doing? Oh my God, bro. I just fell back in my chair. Bro, holy shit. Oh my God. Wait till I show you what Mr. Rouge just did. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. What the fuck are we doing? DJ has literally scared everybody. Now nobody wants to vote for Hina. That's kind of sad. Everybody has checked out. They're like, I'm scared of the Red Boy DJ. I'm scared. I'm scared. At this point, DJ is going to have to compete against himself. Gonna have to compete against himself. Jason Long says Hina felt it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dragon Defender. Yep, something like that. Did he? No, he did not. 500, no. Toxin, he's not scared. Toxin is not scared, brother. Look at this with a 2. Hashtag Hina, why not? I love it. I love it. Don't ever be scared, Toxin. You love to see it. Deadeye's Lock with a $2 banger for hashtag Hina over on Rumble. I love it. I love it. Shout out to Deadeye's Lock. I appreciate that. Deadeye, yep, that pretty much. Pretty much. We'll see. We'll see. DJ versus Dr. Spike. Well, Dr. Spike's not here. He's out saving the world. Dr. Spike is saving the world right now, man. Straight up. Saving the world. It's funny. A lot of people in the chat seem like they want Hina, but it's not translating. It's not translating, man. People are scared. They're scared. Have a good night, Gaming Wolf. I appreciate you hanging out, man. I appreciate you hanging out, brother. John D says, I know that, but it's another battle we'd all love to see. Just saying. Absolutely. Look, DJ is taunting you guys. Somebody show the fuck up. They're scared, bro. You dropped multiple red boys. They're scared. Listen, man, if Dr. Spike was here, or if Mr. Rouge was here, or who else? Trey Burkhalter. If he was here, you might have somebody willing to bite on that troll. Or BioT-Wolf, but I don't think BioT-Wolf's going to bite on this one. I don't think he cares about these waifus enough. You got to get BioT-Wolf to care. You know? He's got to care. John D says we weren't all paid today. Yeah, Twisted Master, that crazy motherfucker. Twisted Master's insane. He literally be coming out of nowhere sometimes. Benjamin with a 2. Hashtag Hina, I'm used to throwing my vote away. Damn. Robin 10 with a 5. Hashtag Hina, I'm prepared to cope, but I'll go down fighting. I love it. I love the fight. I love the fight. Let's go, boys. Ready for the final countdown? Here we go. 5, 4, 3. Stop lagging. 2, 1, go. Waiting for lag, waiting for lag, waiting for lag, waiting for lag, and that is it.
Waifu Battle Belt is mine!
That is it, ladies and gentlemen. We had one more super chat come in over on Rumble for Deadeye's Lock with a $2. Says hashtag koala. Sue Long Carrot would make this nuts. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. All right. T-Jap, let's count it up. Although I have a feeling where it's going to be. I have a feeling where it's going to be. Feed the ducks in the meantime. Guys, no gaming stream tonight. Tomorrow we start Pragmata. Don't miss it. We start Pragmata tomorrow. Do not miss it. And go watch the video I release tomorrow too. Go watch the videos. Support the videos to the best of your ability. I would really appreciate it, man. Long view durations help. Clicking the notifications help. Just because you see it on your homepage doesn't mean you shouldn't click the notification. Click the notification. It helps. What else? Yeah, that's basically it. All right. While T-Jap's counting, hold on. While T-Jap's counting, let me show you. Let me show you what this crazy bastard Mr. Rouge did, man. Look at what Mr. Rouge did. Look at what Mr. Rouge did. I saw Mr. Rouge and then 11 gifts, and I was like, oh my god, brother. Oh my god. Look at this shit. You guys ready for this? Look at this. Look at this insanity. Look at this. Yeah, might as well write something. Mr. Rouge gifted Conan Exiles the Imperial East pack. That was one. Mr. Rouge gifted Jewel of the West pack. That is two. Mr. Rouge gifted the Riddle of Steel pack. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Treasures of Turin pack. What the fuck? Seekers of the Dawn pack. Brother, this better not have been a lot of money. The Savage Frontier pack. Oh my God. People of the Dragon pack. Look at this shit, man. Architects of Argos pack. Bro. Writers of Hyboria pack. This is absolutely insane. Debaucheries of Derketo pack. What the fuck? Mr. Rouge. Blood and Sand pack. Oh, that looks cool. Blood and Sand pack. Mr. Rouge. What in the fuck is that, my guy?
Holy shit.
That's insane, man. Mr. Rouge is just... Bro. Benjamin says, thought you said you were leaving the DLC to us. Well, Dragon Defender said that. And then Mr. Rouge was like, okay, challenge accepted. I'm going to do all of them, or almost all of them. Is that all the DLC? Please don't tell me that's all the DLC. Please don't tell me he bought me all the DLC, bro. That's insane. The DLC totals to 126.88. Oh my God. Mr. Rouge, Jesus fucking Christ, bro. I just will never understand the power that is Mr. Rouge. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. These guys are just crazy. All right, numbers, man. We got Hina at $34.18 against Koala at $280.36, which means the person that is moving on to the next round of the One Piece Waifu Battle Tournament is none other than Koala, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. She's moving on, boys. Moving on. Moving on. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Not a bad performance. Ladies and gentlemen, I know there's coping, but it's a respectable amount of coping. Let's be real.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it for the waifu battle, ladies and gentlemen. Koala is going to go backstage. She will face off against her next opponent in the next bracket in a couple of days. But for now, we got another battle lined up tomorrow. Tomorrow's battle, which should be an interesting one. I wonder how this one's going to go. Tomorrow's battle is going to be Uta. Where is it at? Let me see. We got Uta against Nefertari Vivi as the next battle. So that should be pretty interesting. I feel like most people will probably vote for Vivi, but, you know, still, I guess we'll find out and see how that goes. All right, guys. We're caught up on everything, man. Thank you guys so much for the insane support. I really genuinely appreciate it. You guys were insane today in all the best ways. Thank you guys continuously supporting the streams. We did manage to hit tier 1 and tier 2 for the 642nd tier 1 and the 318th tier 2, or, you know, tier pasteles. I swear to God, I'm changing the names, bro. If somebody copies tier coquito and tier pasteles, I'm gonna fucking rage quit. I'm gonna rage quit. I'm not even lying. I'm gonna rage quit. Guys, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. No game stream. I gotta go to work and I gotta do some more filming, editing, and all that crazy nonsense. So please support the videos to the best of your ability. I would greatly appreciate it. And shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you as well. And I will see every single one of you on the next one. Until then, you guys already know, man. Go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Her dog or her cat was named Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck Indiana Jones, put a ticket in, make her Lady Jack. Fuck Indiana, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in a queenie and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! That's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. 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 That's right!
Why the hell are you still here? Go on. Get out of here. Go play some video games.